going to give you a quick demo of our CTN Network website, ctnnetwork.net. Join our community. It is free. You just type in ctnnetwork.net, and this is the homepage right here. And if you want to create an account, you would just click up here and create new account right here. Sign up with your email, or you can sign up with just clicking on Facebook or Google. So you can sign up with your Facebook account or your Gmail. So I'm already signed up, so I'm going to click in Gmail right here, and it's going to log me in. And as you can see, this is our homepage. Click on creators right here, and this shows you all the CTN family members that are content creators. Everybody is on here. If you want to go to one of their YouTube channels, for example, if you want to go to Crypto Talk Now, just click on channel, and it takes you right over to the YouTube channel for that particular creator. And you click on community. This is our community right here. We do have a forum, and this is a forum where you can post things, you can interact with one another. And there's also a blog right over here that we post our own content on. And if you click on CTN Studios, you can watch our live show and other content creators' live shows right through this CTN Studios. We do have advertisements for some of the content creators. There's the Crypto Smith, there's Waddy, the Crypto Hunter, and we also have live charts for the ISOs right in this box right here. We have a feature where you click on the heart if you want to donate to us. You can donate with Ethereum or Binance, BNB. And also, if you click on this button right here, we're going to have a call-in feature, which is already live. If you want to call us, just click on the green icon, the green phone icon, and click on call now. And during the show, between 9:15 and 10, when we announce it, when Max is on or when I'm on with Max, we will start accepting phone calls, and you guys can be live with the show. If you want to turn your video on, you can come on camera as well. So good stuff there. Now back onto the homepage. If you click on members, you can see all the people that are members here. All these people here, like Chaka just signed up, Gills33, Miguel. All these people here are members of our community. So you guys can sign up, and then you can chat with one another. So you can either click over here, message right here. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to welcome him. I'll send him a quick message, and then I can click enter or just a little arrow. If you want to message somebody else, you can click on message, or you can go right over here into members chat and go ahead and message them and create a new chat if you want by clicking this little button right here. Now also, if you scroll down here, you can see some of the past videos that our content creators in our content creator family have created. You can go in here and watch some of the recorded videos. They're scrolling down here. Just choose one to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this brief demo. Make sure you sign up so you can interact and be part of the community when we are not on the live show.
Hello, everybody. We have some breaking news to report in regards to a certain situation that was reported here earlier on CTN. So I thought I'd just go ahead and jump into that before we kick it into welcoming some people from our community. So with that said, I saw this straight from the JASMY movement, and it says, just in, suspect arrested in murder of Cash App founder Bob Lee, identified as music tech executive Nima Moini. We're going to jump into that for just a brief moment. And as we do, this is again reference to something we covered about roughly a few days ago. So Let's get right back into this, and we're going to go straight to this particular thread. And, you know, some of you guys saw that particular TikTok video in regards to this. Here's a little bit more in regards to this, straight from Watcher Guru. Bob Lee, the former chief technology officer of Square and the founder of Cash App, passed away after a stabbing incident, as we know, in San Francisco. His death was confirmed on Tuesday, April 4th. It was confirmed following a police response to the incident at approximately 2:35 a.m. local time. On top of that, according to reports, and I'll go ahead and blow this up a little bit more for you guys. There we go. According to reports, a 43-year-old man was found with apparent stab wounds. Now, according to the latest report, San Francisco Supervisor Aaron Peskin has stated that an arrest has been made in Cash App founder Bob Lee's murder. Mo Meany, identified as Bob Lee's murderer. Details from San Francisco police have revealed the suspect's name to be just like what I mentioned. According to his LinkedIn profile, Mr. Mo Meany lives in Emeryville in the Bay Area. Mr. Mo Meany is the owner of Expand IT. Expand IT describes itself as a one-stop technology and security provider for enterprise software companies. Mr. Mo Meany said on his profile that he had worked as a dedicated technology partner supporting clients in healthcare, finance, and startups at several tech firms in the Bay Area and also San Jose since 2005. All right, and last bit right here, according to jail records at 9:19 a.m. on Thursday, which is today, the 38-year-old Mo Meany was booked on suspicion of murder. So we'll have to continue to follow this. Some of you guys may say, well, how is this crypto related? The key takeaway is this: payments related. And funny how that works out at this particular time. So again, it's all about connecting the dots, and let us know what you think. Drop in the comments. Have you been following this? Crazy stuff. All right. Thought I'd go ahead and report to you guys. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. Let's go ahead and welcome a few of you guys. I just see a super chat come in. So let's get into that first. I'd like to thank Henry Brown. He says, "What's up, fam? Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It's a nice way to get the show going. Really, really appreciate it." But what's up is we have a lot of community news to report here tonight. A lot of it is going to be focused on XRP. So shout out to Mike Cornwell. I think even Brian Dowie had some. I think maybe even Coochie Boy, right? Even Michael Montclair, right? We didn't have a chance to share that particular interview of Elon Musk in a BBC report. We want to get into that here in a bit. But for tonight's lineup, the main three of focus will be XRP, JASMY. Ooh, I got some good stuff for JASMY for you guys. And also some big news for Quant. All right. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and welcome the first comments of the day. It is from Tim Shea, who says, "Hey, thank you so much for being here, Tim." I'm just going to double check the other screen. But definitely want to welcome the mayor of crypto commissioner. And thank you again for being here, Mr. Tim Shea. All right. On top of that, we have Mr. Cool Cat Cryptos here. He says, "Maroon FTT sweater." Dry clean. All right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Good to see you, Mr. Cool Cat Crypto. Henry Brown states the United States SEC has claimed that its recent win against Commonwealth Equity Services, a broker-dealer, should be considered in its legal tussle against Ripple. We have a lot to cover tonight in regards to all the recent findings and reporting when it comes to the Ripple case. A lot of times we don't really focus so much on the case. I'm personally burnt out with it and so on. I'm not going to dismiss some of the hot, juicy stuff that came out today. If you're not aware of this, you want to catch up on it, we'll definitely get into all that tonight. Again, guys, smash that like button. Let's see if we can get this out to a broader audience. I understand there's other shows going on as we speak, and that's okay. Henry Brown also states the SEC recently won against broker-dealer Commonwealth Equity Services. The regulator alleges the win weakens Ripple's main argument about fair notice. Thank you for pointing that out. The ongoing case could end with a summary judgment any day now. And, I pointed this out. I said basically on a text to Mike Cornwell, I just shared that particular video that we're going to, he retweeted and so on in regards to the whole case. So my thing is this, uh, the timing, no matter what, is not going to be perfect. All right. We all want a big Ripple win and so on. They may very well, Ripple might get the whole thing of judgment in their favor. And also, of course, Gary Gensler and the SEC might just decide, hey, let's do a settlement as far as how much that settlement is, how many fees are going to, throw towards the way of Ripple is to yet to be decided, of course, behind closed doors and so on. But my thing is this, right? So some people are going to say, well, this sucks because we're not getting, this is going to happen, during a time in which Ripple doesn't have that clarity. Understand this, and we'll jump into this in a bit. The path forward for clarity may very well be Ripple having that win to leapfrog us towards really, really getting things on a fast track, in my humble opinion. And we'll have an outline for you guys that will get into all of this. I also want to thank Brittany for being here. She said, happy Thursday. Thanks again, Brittany, for your ongoing support. Really appreciate you. On top of that, Nelly there's here. Hello. Hey, guys and gals. Thank you very much. Looks like we have another super chat from me. My bad. What if Steam games were built on XRPL? It'd be amazing. We talked about this the other day. How about this? How about Steam games where the anti-cheat, right? So it's one thing to have games built on blockchain technology and being able to see what the heck is going on. People doing funny stuff. My other thing is, there hasn't been a superior or the greatest thing since sliced bread anti-cheat. Back in the day, it was Punk Buster. People got beat, destroy that, right? I could take screenshots of the person's PC. We want something solid, right? So my thing is, in the future, I wouldn't have any doubt whatsoever that Hashgraph through Hedera will get that job done. A few days ago, if you guys stayed late enough to see it, we did have a lecture from Dr. Lehman Baird. He even mentions first-person shooters and so on. So, the path forward, gamers like myself, some of these guys, they don't understand blockchain. They don't understand the whole thing of crypto and so on. But for guys who do, that whole connection of solving a real-world use case problem of cheating in online video games is rampant. It's destroying communities. It's destroying the games. It's destroying the experience. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Can Hashgraph be the one that gets it done? Or could it be the likes of, for instance, Ripple with the XRP ledger? We'll see. I'm going to double check the other screen. Thank you again for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Let's see how we're doing. I don't want to skip anybody's super chats while I'm going through, welcome you guys and so on. So it doesn't look like I did. All right. I think we're good. But yes, thank you again. And honestly, man, Henry Brown, I see that you retweet our shows. You just got a lot of support. Obviously, you're a fan of the show. I just want to say thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate you. And guys, show some love to Mr. Henry Brown. We really, really appreciate people like yourself and just all you guys. I mean, it's really a humbling experience to basically do this for almost a year now. We are approaching the 1 year anniversary. CTN will be next Tuesday. Like I mentioned, if you really, really appreciate the show, it's not that I'm asking for super chats left and right, but what I would appreciate is if you're on social media, even like right now, retweet the show. Let's get it out there. And especially on Tuesday, man, that'd be awesome. Our goal for Tuesday is to have over 100 people here on the live stream watching the show and interacting with our wonderful community. All right, let's go down a few more. I want to welcome Coochie Boy, who's in the house. Mr. Brian Dowie's here. Always good seeing you, Brian. I will try to read your comments as much as I possibly can, right? Mr. Boomer Raffle Sooner is here. He says, yo, Mighty Max. Nice picture. Was that you or is it your son? I don't know. Let me see. Let me double check this. I think that's you because I remember seeing you on Discord. So cool, man. Very cool. All right. We're going to go further up into the comments and then come back down. Let me see where we're at. Big wave of comments came in, and that's good stuff. We will get into the hot, juicy news and all that stuff in a bit. But all right, so yeah, glad to see Mr. Boomer F and Sooner. Nice pump on Arbitron. Top pointing that towards Brian Dowie. Let me see. I'm just go further down and welcome a few more people. Right, Ray Ann's in the house. You know I'm gonna do it. Fat Juicers Unite. Cheers to you, Mr. Rayan. Hopefully you got your avocado banana milk going on. And Sobo's in the house. Thank you so much for being here, Sobo. Let me know what you think of the sneakers film. I know you mentioned, like, for instance, your family's, gossip crypto and so on. Yeah, they're gonna be goffing a whole heck of a lot when we're here in the next couple of years. And JASMY, Quant, XRP, and a few others have gone to the moon and back, right? Anyway, but glad to see you here. So always appreciate you. All right, let's see if we have any other new people here. Mike is in, back. Thank you for that comment I saw in a recorded video earlier. Really appreciate you, Mike. Welcome back. Just gonna going through a few more before I kick it back into the show. Something happened to Rain. What the heck happened to Rain? Oh, he doesn't feel good. Well, maybe are you becoming lactose intolerant? With the avocado and the milk or something. I don't know. That's a bad joke. Sorry. All right. Your bonk, is that doing well? Interesting. Huh. All right, let's go down a few more. I want to welcome Moonbird. Thank you. Welcome back in my city. You're sad in your city. Huh. Oh, maybe with what I reported earlier. I see. Yes, live from CTN Studios. All right. So here's an update with Rayan. Man, my doctor told me I'm dehydrated and I cut the whole watermelon and ate it. Well, you know what? That's a good thing to do. I can, here in Phoenix, if you don't stay hydrated, you're doomed. So all jokes aside, Rayan, I hope you get well, man. I hope you feel better. Okay. So from one fat juicer to another, cheers, my friend. Cheers. Yes. All right. So you guys are talking about duck butter and all sorts of crazy stuff. That's okay. Yes, hello to you. Good day. GS is in the house. Welcome. Crypto Homes 777. Welcome to you. Vaseline, that XX, right, uses the QFS, Quant Financial System. Check it out. Now check this out real quick, right? Before you hopefully you smash that like button. What I was going to state is we have some news in regards to the whole thing of QFS in regards to Stellar, and shout out to Brian Dowie. It's this lady from TikTok. She had a pretty good, she just had some nice things to share. Some nice perspective, right? Some of us already know about so many things, but it's kind of like a feel-good moment when you hear what she has to mention, right? It's not all about the raw, but sometimes it is, right? ETH is over 2,100. Yeah, things are looking very, very bullish, right, guys? All right, Michael Montclair is back. He says, "Hey, all, welcome back." And I want to welcome Mr. Elon Muff. God. All right, Mike Cornwell, good to see you. All right, Boomer F Sooners. Welcome to Michael Montclair. You guys are all saying hello to each other, so we got some good stuff. Yeah. God. All right, Ran. But we're sitting at 123 quant, must be 200 at least. Damn, man, you got us beat the hell, man. When it comes to that, well, except for me, myself, and I. But as Brian Dowie has pointed out, it ain't about that. Stop pointing that out, Max. I will not give you virtual dabs on Twitter if you keep mentioning that. I know. I bet Elon likes that. Blocktopia. Kirk Angel's in the house. Good to have you back, sir. My Leisure Suit Larry old school game. I used to have that game. I remember that game, like 2003, 2004, something like that. That was a good game. All right. I want to welcome Mr. Salamander. Thank you for being here. I guess I passed up on Darius Magruder. Thank you so much for being here. I saw your tweet earlier today. Thank you for that. Appreciate you, man. All right. I think we're very, very close to maybe the bottom. April Cornwell, thank you for being here. A new look. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see here. kind of rocking it out, right? She says, hey, 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 everyone. She's got the flowers. Thank you, April. Good to see you. All right. Patrick Collier is back. Thank you for being back. And I think that's about it. So, if anything, let's go ahead and jump right into the news since we welcome everybody along with Magic Power. Since I believe it's Magic Power likes me saying this. So, hello, guten Tag, Liechtenstein Exchange. JASMY in the house. See, I did it before you even said it. How about that? All right. So, we're going to kick it right into the news right now. And the next thing on our lineup actually is, unfortunately, some other breaking news, and it's not exactly great news. I want to share this also from the JASMY movement. And it's something right from my own backyard. No, I'm not going to play the whole breaking news clip again. But, just in earlier today, apparently, or yesterday, I should say. That's today. My bad. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs blocks bill that would remove taxes on Bitcoin mining. And it sucks to see this because we're more of an inclusive state and just not cool. Not cool at all. Anyway, I report that because, this is my home. Well, the state I live in, it's not my home state. I'm actually originally from Oregon. This next one is from Michael Montclair. I meant to share this yesterday. I didn't. And, you may think, well, this is crypto related. Well, just hear the whole thing out, right? We do talk a lot about, free speech and so on. I thought, we should play this. Why? Man, Elon Musk, not Crypto Mike and his Elon, what. But the real Elon Musk slaughters BBC reporter in a live interview. Let's listen to this, and then we'll get right into some of the hot crypto news for you guys. Here we go. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. Check this out.
Free speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. Some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously banned for things like hate speech. Do you think you prioritize freedom of speech over misinformation and hate speech?
Well, who's to say that something is misinformation? Who's the arbiter of that? Is it the BBC?
You're literally asking me.
Yes.
Well, no, you are the arbiter on Twitter because you own Twitter.
Yes, I'm saying who is to say that one person's misinformation is another person's information? At the point at which you say that there is this is misinformation, like who is going to decide that? But you accept that misinformation
can be dangerous, that it can cause real world harms, that it can potentially cause
Yes, so the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has at times published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Correct.
In its whatever it is 100-year history, I'm quite sure.
Yes. Even if you aspire to be accurate, there are times when you will not be.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say there's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company. Is that
what hate speech
are
you talking about? You use Twitter,
right?
Do you see a rise in hate speech? But just a personal anecdote, like what do you? I don't.
Personally, my for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content, personally. But I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
So you see more hate speech personally?
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful? What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content, and I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples. Can you name one example?
I honestly don't use. Honestly, I
you
don't.
Can't name a single example.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that for you feed anymore because I just don't particularly like it.
But you
and
said
actually, a lot of people are quite similar. I only look at
hang on a second.
my
You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And
then how did you see the hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet, and yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Well,
that's false.
No, what I claimed,
you just lied.
What I claimed was there are many organizations that say that that kind of information is on the rise. Now, whether it has on my feed or not, I mean, right, and
literally
if you look at something
one.
Like the Strategic Dialogue Institute in the UK, they will say that. So
look, people will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a single example, and you can't name one.
Right, and as I've already said, I don't use that feed. But
then how would you know that?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
You literally said you experienced more hateful content, and then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
that's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed.
Then how would you know this hateful content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time. COVID misinformation. You changed the COVID misinformation.
Has
rules.
BBC changed its COVID misinformation?
The BBC does not set the rules on Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about the BBC's misinformation about COVID.
I'm literally asking you about, you changed the labels, the COVID misinformation labels. There used to be a policy, and then it disappeared. Why do that?
Well, COVID is no longer an issue. Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations, and not reporting on that at all? And what about the fact that the BBC was put under pressure by the British government to change its editorial policy? Are you aware of that?
This is not an interview about the BBC.
Oh, you thought it wasn't?
And I see now why you've done Twitter Spaces. I am not a representative of the BBC's editorial policy. I want to make that clear. Let's talk about something else. You want to talk about the BBC? You too. All right, let's talk about something else.
You weren't expecting that.
Absolutely destroy that guy. My goodness, who did that think that guy? You know. Did he not realize he was going to have these kind of questions thrown at him? You know, it's Elon Musk, for crying out loud. But anyway, there's quite a few comments, but I'm glad that you guys, you know, interacted with it in the comments. I do appreciate that. Let's see here. Yeah, she is. So, I mean, I understand. It's to be expected. You know, it is what it is. But all right, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, that guy absolutely got pwned in that interview. I'm glad that you and I are the same age. We can still say pwned, right? The youngins, I should say, they all say, you know, got wrecked. I'm still old school with you, Mike. Pwned all the way, right? Yeah. All right. Darius says Elon's calm. He is. He's calm, cool, collected, and he calls the guy out. The guy couldn't give one single example, and that's pathetic, in my opinion, but teach his own. So basically, it's a reporter from the BBC. I see what you're saying. Yeah, who's basically getting interviewed. Yeah. I stay calm the whole interview. LOL. That's kind of crazy. Ahmed says chilling, clown shoes. Oh, I'm glad you guys liked the video. I mean, I'm sure you saw it, but, you know, some of our community hasn't. BBC guy probably drinks Bud Light. Thank you, Muff, for being a great example for us. Oh, jeez. Ahmed, Max, did you look up the video of Denell Dixon? Yes, I did, on Bloomberg TV, saying that the stablecoin regulation might come at the end of the year. Yes, I did. In fact, we'll go ahead and play that right now, Ahmed. This is just for you, my friend. So shout out to Ahmed. Let's go ahead and play that. Let me remove this other one. And let's see here. Yep, I got primed, ready to go. And this is for Mr. Ahmed. Thank you so much for sharing this with the community. Ahmed, this is Denell Dixon. It says expect stablecoin regulation by end of year, according to her. She's the CEO of Stellar, as we know. Lovely lady for the most part. I think so. And on top of that, we'll probably show right after this, after we kick it back into the comments, some of Brian Dowie's things that he shared, particular lady from TikTok, in regards to her, I guess you could say, price prediction of Stellar's XLM. Some good stuff. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. This is the Stellar news you're looking for. Thank you for tuning in. Here we go.
We're here in Washington. I'm assuming you're having conversations around this. How optimistic are you on the regulatory front here in the U.S.?
So I feel like we need to get something done here in the U.S. in order for us to really set the standard, if we want to set the standard, which I think the U.S. government is going to want to do that. So I'm very optimistic that we're going to get something on stablecoins by the end of the year. And the reason why is because we don't have a choice. If we want to have a voice in this, we need to get it done this year.
When you say the U.S. government, who are you referring to? Is this a congressional question? Is this the SEC, CFTC question? Is it the Biden administration and directives coming from the White House? I mean, who realistically is in charge?
Well, we've actually already seen the Biden administration indicate, at least on stablecoins, that we need to see something happen there. So I feel like that's already been a directive from the White House and the administration. And then we do need to see in Congress, we need to see them take that and run with it and create something for us. So they're in charge of the legislation with respect to stablecoins, in my opinion. And we need to see it because once we see stablecoin legislation, we're going to see adoption of more by digital assets of more companies that are in the Web2 space, which is essentially what I think we want. If we want a strong US dollar and we want a strong US dollar globally, a US dollar stablecoin is a way to see that happen.
You are, Denell, at Stellar behind the development and growth of this technology in this industry. Does it have to be in the US? Or why are you so US centric, seeing as other countries are so much friendlier to the crypto industry than the US seems to be?
Well, I love the fact that other countries have actually taken a lead on this, but I don't want us in the US to be forgotten because I think it's a really important place where we have a lot of innovators and a lot of developers who are already really focused on this tech stack. And we want to see them be able to get their technology out and make it more utility focused and usable. So I just don't want us to stay so far behind in the US that we lose sight of what the value is, which is actually really getting these technologies to the US consumers as well. And to be honest, if we don't do something in the US, we're going to be in this bifurcated world where we have legislation outside the US that's more friendly to crypto. We're going to have companies being outside the US, and we're still going to have the issue where US consumers are going to want to leverage this technology. So what are we going to do in that scenario? So I'm optimistic only because I don't think we have a choice.
How do we get, or how do you get then some of the political capital back that was destroyed by Sam Bankman-Fried, that seems to have been spent by CZ? I mean, this industry, they're not, favorites on Capitol Hill.
Well, part of it is that we don't have a lot of operators that come to Capitol Hill, and so we need to do that. We actually have some really great utility uses that were shown already the value to consumers and to businesses alike globally. We see some of those on Stellar. We have the humanitarian aid use case that we did with the UNHCR, where the UNHCR is using Stellar and tools built on the blockchain and USDC to be able to get aid into Ukraine to users in 2.5 minutes. That's an awesome use. We also have folks that are using this for cross-border. We see a lot of it happening where in Colombia, they're preferring the USDC, the dollar in Colombia, and they're leveraging that to count against inflation there. So these are things that we're seeing happen. And what we need to do is have operators come to DC and be able to tell their story of what they're developing. Stop talking about the technology, start demonstrating the utility. This is what we've been doing for a long time, but honestly, it hasn't been that sexy when all the trading use cases and all that were going on. But now let's focus on the real utility. That's how we win this.
Okay, so if it's about utility, though, doesn't that require understanding? Because the argument we get from skeptics and some lawmakers as well is it's not necessary. You're just reinventing the wheel, maybe doing something in a different way, but we don't actually need it.
Well, first of all, I think it's because a lot of them focus on the tech stack and they're not actually looking at the uses. When you look at a wallet that's actually enabling you to live in Colombia, to receive USDC and to hedge against the inflation in the local currency, that demonstrates that there is value there to someone, and that is actually happening because it's a digital asset on a blockchain. So we have to talk about the utility in order to make that happen. But importantly, we don't actually see a lot of discussion around that. So we see more discussion on the tech stack. And the truth of the matter is, you use HTTPS every day when you go and log onto your computer, when you're checking your bank, when you do all those things. You don't actually talk about HTTPS.
Right, I don't even know what
I think
Exactly. That's the point. The point is we have to stop talking about blockchain and crypto and show what it can do.
so. So I am a buyer of the utility, and I think most people who educate themselves on it are. Why does the price have to move? I mean, for example, if I believe in the Ethereum blockchain, do I really need to buy multiple Ethereum tokens?
Well, in my opinion, I think that that's actually just an investment use case that people are focused on. That's up to them. That's your individual decision about whether to do that. I think the answer is no. I think the fact is the utility actually has to demonstrate value outside of the investment use case.
How about that for size, guys? We just played the whole thing with Elon Musk. He just absolutely destroys the guy in the interview. Danielle Dixon, absolutely bring it, right? Completely. The guy's going to throw in ETH there. Are you kidding me? Shout out to Cool Cat Crypto. He knows what we're talking about, right? Like, what the heck? But yeah, Ahmed, thank you again, man. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have seen that. I pay a lot of attention to, obviously, the Stellar Foundation. Guys, give a hand to Ahmed, right? Wasn't for him, would we have seen this particular interview? I don't know. You know what I mean? Stellar kind of does things in the background, even on Bloomberg, right? So, yes, raise the roof for Mr. Ahmed. Thank you, Ahmed. Awesome. All right. Mr. Elon Muff says Elon should have beat his, you know what, LOL on live TV. I don't know about that. I mean, if anything, the guy would have sued him for a lot, but anyway. Crypto Jedi Elon is building a car. Oh, okay. Moving along. Good to see you though, Crypto Jedi. Yes, like I said, let's move on. Ahmed, the interviewer is going fish and chips himself to sleep after this interview. All right, that was the old one. All right, so let's go further down. Salman says, I love Elon Musk. He has balls, definitely. Your job requires that. Okay. To each his own. God. All right. How about this, guys? Boom Diggity. Welcome. He says, found this channel last week. Well, cool, man. I'm glad that you're here and that you commented. Consider changing your avatar to something that speaks more about who you are, what you're about. Guys, let's give Boom Diggity the welcome. I don't know. I was going to say welcome Riggedy, but you know what I mean. Let's welcome Boom Diggity, and any questions or comments you have, feel free to drop it. Let's know how you found the channel. That always helps with our feedback. Appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time for being here. All right. Elon Musk for president. I'm down with that. I mean, if he ran, I'd probably vote for him. If anything, I think he would get us going in a better direction than we're currently in. I hate to say that. I'm not trying to make it divisive, but shout out to Selma Flood. If I didn't see earlier in the comments, yeah, I did see him also take him on Twitter in regards to the, what do you call it, the Selma Flood line or something like that. But anyway. Coochie Boy says Elon started the Bitcoin bull run when he named Floki as CEO a few weeks ago. Yeah, I guess if somebody wanted to get a little bit more official. Coolcast is making his dog CEOs the funnest thing ever. Yeah, and if anything, Floki did go parabolic for, was it over 100% at one point. Ahmed, White Claw is the new Bud Light after that commercial. All right, let me see. I'm not going to read everything. You guys like Danelle? Yeah, she's not too shabby, right? All right. Not going to read that. Anyway. There's our queen. I got to go through some of these comments, man. Anyway. Silver's at 25.96. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I would agree with that. God, guys. All right. So let's Ahmed, leave my Danelle alone, guys. Yeah. All right. Triple C, careful your sweater. My goodness. That's, oh my gosh. DGen talk now. All right, Bruce Smith. I pray Quant will wait for me 100 per week till June today's. Well, welcome, Bruce Smith. Thank you for being here. Let me check out your avatar for just a moment. Was it you and your wife, you and your girlfriend? I don't know, but cool avatar. Thanks again for being here. We appreciate you. All right, so smash that like if you guys haven't done so already. We're going to get a little bit more of the Stellar since we're like kind of on the topic, right? Why get too far off? So let's see here. See if you guys got any specific comments. Crypto Channel, welcome back. Definitely remember you because your avatar. Let's go. Good to see you. And yeah, she is passionate, and that's a good thing. It's good to be passionate, you know, in regards to at least one thing in your life. Otherwise, what the heck are you living life for? That's just my opinion. To each his own. Don't take it the wrong way. Yeah, did it? Huh. Yeah, I agree. I thought she definitely brought the heat in regards to that. XXI Gaming, what's up, man? Good to see you. Always good to see Mr. XXI. Boom. There's a dab for you from the metaverse to the real verse, or where the heck you want to call it. All right. Michael Montclair has something to report. 38,200 says Bitcoin. That's where you feel like it's going to go up to that. Okay, cool. Ahmed, you welcome, guys. Yeah, thank you again. Very cool stuff, man. G the Third Rough, washing his hands. All right, well, welcome. You know, maybe G the Third, and maybe you're like a fan of DMX and the Rough Riders. All right, Roman Helmet, sup, dude, sup. Good to have you here. Always love your Godzilla, Shin Godzilla. All right, Ahmed, give me a standing ovation, damn it. All right. Yeah, you guys all give him a virtual standing ovation in the metaverse, right? All right. Mr. is everybody from 2-Bit would say Mr. Bull Run has begun. Welcome. All right. The man, the myth, the legend, Ahmed. Yes. Mr. Crypto Smith says finally coming home from travel. All right. And we read a couple more comments. And if anything, we'll kick it back into some more Stellar. Ice green candles. Let's freaking go. I agree. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, Mr. B. Ricky. All right. Boom Diggity. Hey, cool. You did change your avatar. Yeah, you're very, very welcome. No problem. The Crypto Smith, new member. He joined as a member. I'll be darned. Oh, I have to maybe pay it forward back to him. Cushy Boy says Triple C back in the old days, we had $1 and $5 silver certificates exchangeable for silver. LOL. You still have a few? Oh, that's cool, man. All right. So let's kick it back to that. And I just had to go through this just for a brief bit. And give me just a second. Just trying to see where that's at on the lineup. So I believe Mr. Brian Dowie obviously shared that. Oh, here it is. It's from TikTok. I got it. Let's jump into this. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. We just talked about the whole thing in regards to Stellar. We shared the whole thing with Denell Dixon, the lovely Denell Dixon from Bloomberg. Check this out. There's a price prediction to a sense, I guess you could say, straight from this lovely lady in regards to Stellar Lumens XLM. Shout out to Brian Dowie, who showed this to me earlier. So let's go ahead and play this. Pretty interesting perspective. Let me know if you feel as though this lady's spot on or like, I don't know. Anyway, drop in the comments. Here we go.
Okay, I just want to clear this up on this video because the information, it is not the Illuminati coin. The NWO plan, UN Agenda 2030, has been foiled. It is no longer. We have been in a war. And also, you can check my videos about this, but we're going into the quantum. We are in quantum now. We're in the quantum world. And XLM is on the Stellar blockchain, Stellar Ledger, and it's moved over. The ledger is moved over to the QFS, which is a quantum financial system. And it has nothing to do with the nefarious government that we've had ruling us for hundreds of years. They are gone now. So yes, buy XLM to prepare yourself you're basically getting in on the QFS, investing in the infrastructure before it goes live, like fully live. And so the XLM will be, I think of it as like the people's coin. So they're already using it in Norway and places like that. To buy, you go up and you have a day outing and you want to buy some ice cream at the little thing before you get on your boat or whatever, they're using XLM. So you're going to see it where you go into a store, and in addition to MasterCard and Visa, which I doubt it will say that now because they're done, but maybe instead of that, or in addition to that, it will also say XLM is accepted. So let's say you buy XLM right now and it's 10 cents, 10 or 11 cents, but then it goes to the estimated value of it once this launches is, let's say, 5,000. Now, I don't want to say USD because we're talking about digital currency. But regardless, instead of having, if it says, it won't say one XLM, you'll just pay with your XLM. And if it's got a value of 5,000, you'll just deduct your $4.75 for your coffee or whatever. So you're not going to be selling it to be making cash, because cash is trash. So if you want more information on this, check out my videos. But this is kind of my wheelhouse, and I'm helping people learn how to navigate the new quantum age.
Well, I mean, that was easy to follow, right? She literally mentions the quantum financial system. She gives you a price prediction. Pretty good perspective. Let me know what you guys think. I'll get to your comments here in a bit. Shout out to Brian Dowie for sharing that. But, is she too far off in reality? It's like, yeah, I mean, do we really need to sell our Stellar? We have the whole debate of, do we ever sell our Quant? Do we ever sell our XRP? Do we ever sell, in this case, our XLM? I like the perspectives. I like what she mentioned there. All right. So someone gifted CryptoSmith a membership, probably Patrick Collier, if I imagine, if I had to guess. But thank you for that. Whoever did that, that was really nice of you. All right. Let's see here. You guys talking about the whole thing in regards to having plenty of silver dollars. Yeah, it was like 80 or 90%, right? Actual silver back in the day. You have the 43 still penny, but not the 44. Interesting. Oh, so you got some physical actual coin collection going on. All right. Yeah, thank you, Larry, for saying hitting the like. And, guys, please pray for, if you're a person of faith, hold on a second. I want to request something just real quick, all right? I'm not trying to turn atheists into believers or anything like that. I just want to state this, all right? Please, if you're a person who is of the faith and you pray for people, your family and so on, please, honestly, pray for Larry. He really has some serious issues with his eyes, and he is really worried about getting MS, and it's a real serious thing. Please pray for him. We really appreciate it. I do believe in the power of prayer. As it says in the Bible, 2 or 3, among thee is a lot more, power in numbers, right? That's the key thing. 2 or 3 are gathered among thee, right? So, guys, please pray for Larry. We really would appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Let's go further down into the comments. Let me see where we're at. Let me turn this fan back on. Hold on a second. There we go. All right. Crypto Jedi says, I will use XLM to the Starsky and Hutch car. Cool stuff. Mr. Elon Musk says puts on gold foil hat instead of tin foil hat. Interesting. Yeah, no kidding, right? $5,000. Holy cow. Yamaha Pacifica, welcome. Nice looking avatar you have. He says she's crazy. That's okay. I mean, we just like Elon Musk mentioned, you know, it's like this channel is not exactly about, you know, you might have a different point of view. It doesn't mean we're going to ban you for having a different point of view. If you're a type of person that came in and just became like completely disrespectful, I mean, that's a whole other thing. I mean, you know, it's going to be warranted, but thank you for being here. And let's see, you guys got a few more comments about XLM, so let's read it. So Boomer says XLM is his number 4 behind Quant, JASMY, and HBAR. Ooh, JASMY launched itself way up there then. That is super cool. So for me, JASMY probably, for me, might be number 6. All right, so for me, it's, I don't know, it might actually go to number 5. I don't know. So currently, for the longest time for me, it's been Quant, XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, and then probably JASMY, then Algo, something like that. But that's interesting. It's cool to see that. So XLM is actually your number 4. I always love it when you guys share this stuff. So thank you for that, Boomer. Cool Cat states, got to have that XLM to spend, hold the XRP and the XRP. I read that backwards. Well, thank you for whoever did that. That's awesome. Yeah, I have to double check that. Maybe I could see what happened on the other screen. If it shows that real quick. Let me refresh it. Yeah, I don't really see who did that. So maybe we'll look into that later. But whoever did it, thank you. That was awesome. Coochie Boy says he finally got his Flare airdrop today, yesterday. So how did that go? And were you pleased? Like, was it like, you know, no big deal? You're like, hey, awesome. You know, did you have any hiccups? All right. Nelly there says Boomer F is sewer, no XRP, WTF. That's a good point. Marvin Davis states not selling his XRP, XLM, XCC, or HBAR. Thank you again for being here, Marvin. Shout out to you and your cousins as well. Salamander says silver and gold are manipulated by the banks. And Boomer says nope, no XRP. When it gets listed on crypto.com or Coinbase, you'll buy. So you don't want to go with the likes of KuCoin, or how about Pancake Swap, man? Remember Coochie Boy even showed Larry? That's how Larry ended up getting XRP. You just don't want to do that route. I mean, I respect that, I guess. All right. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I'm only 3 minutes behind on the comments, so I'm doing pretty well tonight, I guess. Your sister has MS. Yeah, thank you guys. Really, really pray that he doesn't get, you know, worse. You know what I mean? We're talking about like he could go blind. And you know, it's scary stuff. I mean, you could, I don't know, Larry, I'm sorry, man. Maybe you don't want me mentioning some of this stuff, but you could tell the emotion. Like he's really, really worried about it, and it's hard to like, you know. I don't like seeing anybody. I consider Larry like family. Being honest, me and him became very close. I never even met the guy in person yet. Like, I mean, me and him, I would say I'm more close with Larry than some of my friends I've known for years. Why is that? Because we talk all the time. We're trying to build this network, you know, and so on. And I just told him, I was like, whatever amount of time you need to come back, you know, take as much time. You're not rushed. You know, imagine if something happened to me. Would I like it if he like rushed me to come back? No, I probably wouldn't. So thank you, Sobo. Thank you for putting Larry on like your prayer list and so on. Thank you very much, G the third Rough. Thank you guys. Really appreciate that. I'm sure he appreciates it too. Marvin Davis says GBEX either. I have other bags for that. Okay. Jaden, welcome, Jaden. Consider change your avatar. Something speaks more about who you are and what you're about. He says best wishes. My dad has MS, so you can relate to that. When 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. That's right. Yeah. I'm pretty good with some verses. Sometimes I'm not spot on, but thank you. Glad to see that you know that stuff. Cool Cat. Right on. All right. My Arb on fire. That or you just Googled it and cheated. It's all right if you did. All right. Nelly there. Prayers for Larry. Godspeed. Prayers for Larry. Thank you guys. All right. Yeah. Like Coochie Boy says, you know, put BNB in Trust Wallet and swap it for XRP. Yeah. Just like was mentioned earlier. credit against the Coochie Boy for helping Larry out in regards to getting the XRP. At least Larry has it now, right? The Crypto Jedi transferring prayers to Larry's wallet. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Michael Montclair says JASMY, XLM, some of your top ones. Roman Helmet. So, I mean, we talk about the whole thing about 2 or 3 gather. Literally 2 or how many comments have we read now in regards to that? 8? Something like that. Really appreciate you guys. All right. Crypto Jedi also states soon we will be able to buy crypto on Twitter. Elon Musk will usher in the next bull run. You know what? I think Mr. Crypto Mike shared something in regards to some of this earlier today. I think he sent me a text message, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe somebody else did. Let me see. All right, let's see what we got here. Nope, that's not the one. It's going to go on a few more. It must have been somebody else, but somebody tagged me in regards to the whole thing of, like, man, look at this. You know, there's some talk in regards to he's mentioning he has an Elon Musk. No, not Mr. Crypto Mike. Elon Musk with a K mentions, you know, the whole thing, I guess, with Ripple multiple times. And a lot of people from the XRP army are like, whoa, man, that sounds interesting. I think I might have that on the lineup tonight, but I might not. All right. Mark William, welcome back. He says XRP, Quant, XLM, XDC, HBAR, JASMY, Gala. The only one I don't have on the list is Gala. All right, but can you put the Solana network on it? All right. All memberships were from Patrick. Well, man, Patrick Collier, you rock, man. If you're still here, Patrick, thank you. Dabs to you, sir. All right. JASMY is pumping. Is it? Sometimes you guys say it's pumping, and it's like up 5%. I mean, I guess. Overall crypto market, hold on, let's share this real quick, is up. Hold on a second. Add to stream, come back out. There we go. All right, so let's see what's going on with that for just a brief moment. So top 100, you got Arbitrum, $1.56. I mean, for some of you guys that recognize that opportunity, you're doing well. I'll give you a shout out on that. So it's cool to see that 7-day Woo network. I don't even know about the Woo network. I mean, there's so many to get into, right? I may do a deep dive on Render. Somebody requested that a while back. Anyway, let's check out JASMY real quick, see how it's doing. All right, let's see here. There's a few. Mononoke Inu, please. All right, yeah. I saw Rodney was reporting about Mononoke Inu quite a bit. I mean, it's all right. That's, you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. It's funny, you know. I'm kind of glad that he's reporting on it, but not. You know, we don't want people to invest in Mononoke Inu. All right, let's go further down. I should have picked up a whole bunch of helium when I did. I called bottom on that, guys. I did. I said $1.18 to $1.30. Now it's up to $1.79. That's all right. I still have a bunch of helium, but I wish I would have picked up like 1,000. So probably gonna regret that later, but that's how it goes. All right, so JASMY is up 20.75% for the week. We do have some JASMY news. I mean, if you want to really call a pump of 2.93% a pump for the day, I don't really consider that a pump, but teach his own, right? All right, so we showed that. Let's jump back into just a couple more comments, and we'll kick it back into the news that we have here tonight. All right. Diamonds as well. They're worth crap. D Bears fix that. The Bears. All right. Let me see where else we're at on this. But yeah, I want to welcome you, the Disabled Machine. Thank you for being here again. All right. Let me see where we're at. Mark Williams praying for Larry. Thank you for that. All right. Michael Montclair says Zara's dad was a preacher. He'll be praying too. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, man. Well, that's good. That is good. Will help you. You can even get a special film you put over the screen to block it. FTT at a good price. If anyone wants to FOMO in. Yeah, it's a distressed asset, and we've been covering distressed assets. But anyway, Mononoke Inu is a new gateway to crypto. God, I hope not. All right, disabled machine max. Sorry, is pumping with 20x lever. Okay. See, I haven't done the whole futures thing. I mean, Mike Cornwell, he's done really well with that, but I haven't done that. I haven't done shorting or any of that stuff either. Let's go ahead and highlight that. Let's kick it into the next bit of our coverage. Let's go ahead and jump into some of these things, because if we don't, it could possibly be WrestleMania. I don't want this to become WrestleMania. I think we're doing pretty well in the time for the most part, right? So let me read this. So in reality, early to mid to late 2021, I could probably say I had that title. I am so glad I no longer have that title, my friend. All right. But if that's what you guys like to do, like you got a balance of both, then more power to you. You know, it's just degen is just not my thing so much. A little bit, maybe like with Volt and stuff like that, but definitely not with everything else, right? So you guys probably haven't seen this. All right. So shout out to a chain of blocks 29 minutes before the show. I saw this and I was like, oh, a lot of you guys are subscribed to Chain of Blocks, right? He covers Luna Classic. He covers a lot of stuff, right? He's killing it. He has 190,000 subscribers. I think he's a pretty good content creator overall. You know, part of the top influencer group of content creators. So let's go ahead and share this. This is brand spanking new. Let me get your attention for a second. So you know how we're always talking about XRP $589 and you know some of these other ones, right? You know, JASMY $17. You know, we all got all sorts of crazy price predictions, right? Well, how about this from the chain of blocks $1 XRP? Yeah, let's talk about $1 XRP. You know, we need certain milestones, right? Let's talk about $1 XRP. Smash that like if you haven't done this already. Let's go ahead and play this. A lot of the coverage tonight is going to be shared from multiple communities, but the main thing is the point that's being displayed. You know, the point we're trying to get across, right, is sharing a lot of the different perspectives, the news, community-driven news, some of the mainstream, right? It's going to be a good show tonight, right? I think it has been so far. It's about an hour into it. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and share this. Give him a sub if you haven't done so. Really killing it already. Under 9,000 subscribers. This is from a chain of blocks and roughly, I don't know, about an hour ago. So let's go ahead and play this. It's only about slightly under 7 minutes. I might not play the whole thing, but anyway, here we go.
Most people outside the United States don't really care that the SEC is suing us. I was in the Middle East last fall and we were meeting with customers. It's really early in the morning. My time zones are all screwed up. We're meeting the CEO of a payments company. The employee from Team Ripple says, well, why don't you give an update on what's going on at Ripple? And I start talking about the SEC. And after the meeting, he very delicately says to me, no one gives a shit.
When we get regulatory clarity, when the hell are we going to get regulatory clarity from Congress?
Attorney predicts new timeline for Ripple versus SEC summary judgment.
And that decision could come down while we're talking. I've said that generally speaking, when Judge Torres, I've looked at her previous cases, and when she's provided a ruling on expert witnesses, it's called Darbert, where they challenge the experts. She made a ruling on that, and XRP holders got a big victory in that one, by the way. But she ruled on that, and she's had a case where a month after that ruling, she's decided summary judgment. She's had a case where 2 months after that ruling, she's decided summary judgment. And she's had a case where it's only been a week. So we're in that zone now. We're about 5 weeks from the time that she decided that expert issue. That's why I say if we look at her historical history, then we're waiting for decision anytime now. May 6th would put us at the 60-day mark. I think it'll come down before then, but I'm completely guessing.
With all the craziness, we see this. Machine learning algorithm sets XRP price for April 30th, 2023. According to Price Predictions, which is an AI tool that relies on various technical indicators, XRP will be trading hands at the price of just over 56 cents on April 30th, 2023. Currently, XRP is at just over 51 cents, and it's still up close to 37% over the past 30 days. And take a look at this. Here are the key factors behind XRP 42% rally. Recent data from crypto market data provider Keiko reveals that individual retail investors, rather than whales, instigated the recent upswing in XRP's value. Also noting that this massive increase in trading activity among Korean investors contributed to the asset's latest rally. The data also shows that most whale trades were bearish for XRP. Across Korea's largest exchanges, Upbit and BitThumb, orders above 200,000 XRP, equivalent of about $100,000, were mostly sell orders, suggesting that whales were looking to take profit. However, even with the whales selling, XRP still recently formed a golden cross for the first time this year. Additionally, we saw this news: XRP on track to reclaim $1, analyst forecasts. And that analyst is eGrag Crypto, and I will leave links in the description box below if you want to go back and look at this for yourself. He noted that XRP's run would only continue if it closed above 50 cents on the weekly time frame. And XRP closed the week at just over 50 cents at 50.23. More on the XRP lawsuit. John Deaton highlights 4 likely outcomes in Ripple versus SEC suit as case takes surprising turn.
And now the judge then, of course, decides, does Ripple get an outright win? Does the SEC get an outright win? Or does she somehow give each side what the proverbial split the baby, so to speak, and say, hey, Ripple, you sold an investment contract during these years, but today you're sufficiently decentralized or whatever, and therefore ongoing and future sales of XRP are not implicated by the securities laws, and then that's the end of it? Or does she say we need a jury to decide certain facts because there's too many disputed facts?
As for the possibility of a settlement, this is what Big D had to say.
According to Ripple, the only way they settle is that, and I don't think it's a matter of how much they pay. The only thing they said that the SEC would have to agree that XRP, ongoing and future sales of XRP, including in the secondary market when I trade it or anyone else does from Coinbase or any other exchange, that those are not securities. And unless there's that agreement or that stipulation made, Ripple will not settle.
Ripple partnership news: cross-border remittances go omnichannel for growth. This article references Ripple partner RIA, who is onboarding more locations in West Africa as it looks to simplify remittances from the UK to emerging markets like Guinea and Sierra Leone. According to Euronet Managing Director Jose Ivars Lopez, what we built 3 years ago is now paying off. Take a look over here. Payment corridor US to Mexico sees massive increase in billions of dollars using XRP tech. Ripple surpasses 45 university partnerships and 1,000 funded research projects. And this from Wrath of Kahneman on Twitter: tracking. MasterCard has introduced Cross-Border Services Express. They've collabed with Ripple user Fable Fintech in India and also Pay All Payment Systems in the US. Not posting Ripple involvement here, just observing the build out of payments. Some good news for many that previously held XRP on Coinbase. Coinbase delivering massive XRP related airdrop to crypto holders. Here's how to know if you qualify. It says here, Coinbase will deliver Flare airdrop to users who held XRP on the exchange on December 12th, 2020, which is the day that Flare took its blockchain snapshot. Now let's take a look at some of the news they don't seem to be covering in major US news outlets. TV channels across Japan are broadcasting the alert for the Hokkaido region of northern Japan, urging citizens to get to shelter due to a North Korean ballistic missile that is expected to land in or near the region any minute. And now today, breaking: US and Japan conduct military drills over the Sea of Japan after North Korea launched a missile towards Japan yesterday, and China encircled Taiwan in a military exercise. We also saw this: Brazil's president calls to end the US dollar's trade dominance. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva speaking in Shanghai. Every night, I ask myself, why all countries have to base their trades on the dollar? Adding, why can't we do trade based on our own currencies? Who was it that decided that the dollar was the currency after the disappearance of the gold standard. Everything referenced in this video is linked in the description box below. Talk to you next time.
All right, shout out to Chain of Blocks. I've been following him for over a couple of years. He has great content. He covers quite a few things: XRP, Luna Classic, you name it, almost anything and everything. He really brings it, in my opinion. All right, so I saw that you guys were getting the YouTube algorithm going on and so on. Thank you, Salamander, for doing that and so on. I did see some of your guys' comments, like you, for instance, you were saying like, $1. That's a milestone that we basically need to get to. So I was glad that Chain of Blocks shared all that, right? A lot more than just crypto related stuff, right? So anyway, let's get further down to the comments. Obviously got quite a few that algorithm things going on with emojis. May 6, 2023, XRP, baby. Blackwood states, and Blackwood, if I didn't welcome you earlier, sorry about that, man. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Judge Torres has had 3 years to understand the gravity and significance of her decision and how it would affect the future crypto in the U.S. Yeah, exactly. And she's had more than enough time to research, everything that Ripple provides. She has had plenty of time to understand on-demand liquidity. And I would imagine to probably study the whole concept of Nostra Vostro, distributed ledger technologies, not just necessarily Ripple, but just crypto in general, right? So I think she gets it. I'm sure she understands everything. Yeah, exactly. But like we're just saying, yeah, Cool Cat says, oh, she knows. Blackwood 100% says Brian Dowie. I don't think she would be, but she probably have like a family member or something like that, right? That would make sense because I don't think she could hold it. She has her sister holding it for, yeah, exactly. Something like that. She's DCing, says Brian Dowie, trying to build her bags. Yeah, see, to me, that would make sense. Have a family member hold it. You can't yourself hold it. Salmer says that's true. Crypto Jedi, he has 12,000 stellar lumens and he needs more. Wow, that's a lot, man. That's not bad. All right. Michael Montclair, Jedi, I'm right behind you at 11K. Nice, guys. Cool. Okay, Crypto, anything over 10K is a solid bag. Yeah, that's the way I look at it too. Blackwood, Montenegro, Euro, and Palau dollar are being used as testing grounds for the new financial system using XRP. All right. Crypto Jedi, Cool Cat. Think owning 100,000 XLM gives you God status? Probably, man. That'd be insane. Oh, man. Let's say somebody came in, not these prices, but I don't know. Let's say somebody came in at, I don't know. Let's say, I guess 8 cents times, what do you say, 100,000? Well, let's make it more complicating. So saying 100,000, let's do we'll give the guy a benefit though. Let's just say 75,000. That would be like a $6,000 investment, I guess. Yeah. Huh. All right. Cool Cat, 100,000. Yes, sir. Would be very, very good. Let me turn on this fan again. There we go. All right. Are we talking about HOQ, HOQ, mini XLMs, or AUD? I don't know. All right. Let me go ahead and read Marvin Davis's comment. He says, they say BitBoy says XRP is about to make investors rich. Yeah, we're going to get to that too. We have some of the info that he shared earlier. River's here. Thank you for being here, River. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and highlight that. All right. All right. So next on our particular list, I think it's still a little bit more of like XRP or ISO or something like that. We're going to share this from Mike Cornwell. All right. And here we go. Add that to the stream. So yeah, shout out to Mike Cornwell for sharing this. This comes from ISO GOAT. All right. Let's try to blow this up. It's kind of blurry, so we'll make it look a little bit better, more clear for you guys. All right. All right. So let's get into this whole thing about precious metals. All right. It says physical objects and financial products. This part is blurry. I imagine this guy just took a screenshot from his phone or something. It says the market for gold is rather liquid. However, other precious metals, metal markets, I should say, for instance, palladium, tend to be illiquid. In illiquid markets, larger corporates may settle, listen to this, guys, bilateral agreements, limiting price discovery and fostering information asymmetries. Let me just double check my settings real quick. All right, I'm good. I just don't want to be muted. All right. Since I'm not, let's get back into it. High entry barriers, for example, minimum investments, limit market access to few participants. Furthermore, international regulation increased and thus the need for tracing the metals from production to customer over the whole supply chain. Tokenization allows for fractionalization, therefore reducing entry barriers and boosting access. Listen to this, guys. We always talk about tokenization of this, that, and this, right? Well, there's a perfect example. So boosting access to new markets for smaller players. The increased market participation may result in additional market liquidity. However, the larger number of market participants would require an evolution from a bilateral, I imagine that's what's going to say, yeah, towards multilateral trades. While this is burdensome in the traditional world, distributed ledger technology supports smart contracts, as we know, and atomic swaps, allowing for secure and near instant settlement of even complex multi-party trades. Think about everything that's literally coming up here soon. This makes perfect sense. All right. So if you're following this, there's a little bit more. The legal enforcement of smart contracts is not yet clear globally. That's why some people are saying we need that regulatory clarity. I mean, come on, it's literally written for it. So, like it says, not yet clear globally, but there are circumstances offering legal setups circumventing this from being a deal breaker. Recent market developments vary. The communication in the ecosystem could be enhanced with solutions such as ComGo, offering a secure, decentralized solution enabling seamless data communication between commodity trade institutions. I'm immediately thinking of, for instance, XTC on that one, corporations, in specific inspections, companies, and third parties. Let's check this out real quick. So it says the Italian legislator introduced the law decree number 135/2018, which defined legally binding smart contracts. The UK jurisdiction task force issued, quote, legal statement on crypto assets and smart contracts. Smart contracts may, under certain circumstances, be treated as in principle not being different from conventional contract. Interesting. That right there, you would think, wow, maybe Gary Gensler and the SEC should take note of that. All right. Glad to share that with you guys. I think we have a little bit more. Well, actually, we have a lot more, I should say. So shout out to Crypto Mike, right? This actually comes from, I believe, not GF Burke, but different Burke, right? So this is from the JASMY movement. This is from Stephen Berg. It says, XRP family, get ready. Ripple case verdict imminent. YouTuber BitBoy Crypto urges XRP community to get ready. All right, let's jump into this. And let's see here. He has this particular tweet. Yeah. Look what it mentions here. The Ripple case could end literally any day, right? When one thing ends, the beginning of something, when one thing ends, it's the beginning of something new. In this case, the new thing is you getting rich if you stuck with XRP and the XRP army. It's about time to get your rations. Very, very true. Anyway, it's nice to see him tweet that out. This next part is something I actually shared originally with Crypto Mike. I sent him not tweet. I sent him a text. I said, "Hey man, check this out." He gave me his insight on it and so on. So I went ahead and retweeted basically what we both shared, I guess you could say. Breaking SEC offers settlement with Ripple CEO. Like it says, $499.87 per XRP. I saw this earlier today, and it was the first of like, wow, like, are we really that close? You know, maybe this is why you see Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto mention some of these things. So on this particular one, we will play this. We'll kick it back into the comments. But yeah, let's review this. I thought this was pretty big earlier. I already reviewed it, but I want to share it with the community. So here we go.
This is crucial. You have to watch this video because literally a settlement could happen any moment now.
Let me play it from the beginning. Let me show the right tab. Give me just a second. There we go. All right.
This is crucial. You have to watch this video because literally a settlement could happen any moment now. In fact, a closed meeting to which the SEC is going to take place at 2 p.m. today is going to discuss the fact that whether they want to settle with Ripple or not. And as you guys can see, here's the exact article right here, saying the fact that it's going to happen on Thursday, April 13th at 2 p.m. It's going to be held whether remote and or in their headquarters. And the subject matter of the closed meeting will consist of the following topic: institution and settlement of injunctive actions, institution and settlement of administrative proceedings, and of course, resolution of litigation claims and other matters relating to the examinations and enforcement proceedings. Now, of course, this is so important to take note of. This also comes after multiple reports say a Ripple SEC meeting was scheduled and actually happened 3 days earlier on April 10th of 2023, which is actually mind-blowing because it could mean that now, since Ripple and the SEC have already discussed some of the terms of settlement, the SEC has taken it upon themselves to re-review the terms before officially declaring whether they accept the settlement agreement or not. But if you thought that was breaking news, just wait until you hear the rest of it. But before we do that, make sure you guys smash the like button because we're trying to hit 500 likes, subscribe to the channel with your post notifications on, and share this video with your family and friends, as well as drop a comment in the comment section below because I'll be reading and responding to every single comment. That being said, let's move forward into the video. Well, have a look at this article. In fact, the new chairman Patrick McHenry confirms the SEC government chairman Gary Gensler will testify before the House Financial Service Committee on April 18th. Republicans will hold Gary Gensler accountable for his flagrant disregard for the law, jurisdiction, and the APA. Now, to go into more detail about exactly what he's going to be held accountable for and what is going to be in question is actually going to be shown in the next couple seconds. Here it is. The SEC chairman Gary Gensler is going to testify to Congress over his approach to regulating the crypto sector on April 18th. And what is he going to testify for if he has not regulated anything? You can most definitely guarantee that the federal government and Congress is going to definitely take into account the fact that all of the investors have lost money under the hands of the chairman of the current SEC, Gary Gensler, and the personal interest, and in addition to that, the conflict of interest between him and all the other financial institutions. So the pressure on the SEC and on the chairman of the SEC right now, Gary Gensler, is quite high. And this could bring us back to the point that a settlement is very much possible as the chairman tries to reduce the pressure on him and the accountability that he has to face if he's able to complete these, lawsuits, get them over with as soon as possible prior to the April 18th meeting. At least then he can show that there's some type of clarity or regulatory measures that prove there is a basis to why he's suing all these other companies. And this lawsuit could be the lawsuit that, if it were to settle, could be used as a basis of, look at the regulatory measures that we're taking a company like Ripple or a coin like XRP. If we were to use this lawsuit as a case base, then it would look at least a little better in front of Congress. It's crazy important to note that legal community expects XRP verdict before or by May 6th of 2023, or a settlement has to be reached. We're so close to this never-ending drama, but the end is near, guys, and XRP could actually be resolved in the next couple of days. We might see the price of XRP pump to new all-time highs, maybe today, tomorrow, or the day after. Really, it all depends, and the SEC lawsuit is going to make it so much better. Specifically, if a settlement comes out between Ripple and the SEC tomorrow, then it would be mind-blowing. But again, we do have to give it some time, to which even if they do sign the contracts for the SEC lawsuit to resolve it or to settle it, then the announcement is probably going to be postponed to a later date within their confidentiality contract. Now, before we move forward, I want to remind you guys of metalcrypto.com, where you can buy a personalized metal crypto coin like this juicy Ripple XRP coin with case. Boys, you're actually going to love this. I bought this as well, and I do have to say that this is one of the best quality Ripple XRP metal coins that you guys have ever seen, and they look absolutely fantastic. They also have multiple styles like the XRP coin with case, which is a newer, juicier looking style right here, and they have a bunch of other crypto coins like
All right, we're just going to pause it at that moment just for a brief bit. I did see a super chat come in. I do appreciate it very, very much, and I believe it comes from Salamander with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Sal. Really appreciate you, man. It says XDC, XRP, QNT, XLM, JAS, I don't know, HBAR, LCX, Alga. Oh, you're just making the. I always picture JASMY as in ticker symbol, the whole ticker symbol, which is JASMY, like the whole thing. Get what you're saying, my bad. HBAR, LCX, Algo, Casper are great bags. Nice, man. Those are. I hold all this as well, man. So thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna go up because I think I missed some comments before that. Michael Montclair says Danelle said 5,000 per XLM, but when? Like 2030. I mean, you know, nobody's gonna know for sure in that regard, but I know it seems like 2030 is a long time to wait for anything, but I will re-advise people it's a heck of a lot better than waiting for 45 years for your 401k to kick in, depending if you're that guy who, you know, bought in at 20 years old. Obviously, we're a lot older than 20 years, but you get my point. 20 years old. Tommy, welcome back. Tommy Klimzak. Hope I'm pronouncing that right, or Klimzak. I'm just going to call you Tommy. Hey, good morning, everybody. The Netherlands is in the chat. Yes, guys, let's welcome Tommy back. Glad to have you back. And thank you for dropping the comment. All right. I guess Boomer already had me beat to that. So thank you for that, Boomer. Disabled machine says already have, waiting on price. All right. Marvin Davis says 50,000 XLM would be nice for anyone in his opinion. That's a great target. I think on this video, I think I got enough shared on this if I'm not mistaken. I know where the part we need to fast forward to. Hold on. Yeah. It is actually right after this part. So we will play the rest of this. My bad. But yeah, it is a good target. And Michael Montclair says payday is tomorrow. 1 second. Let me fix the speed of this fan. DCA time. Yeah, that's the way I look at it too. I mean, you know. Anyway, Marvin Davis says his cousin Jabbar sent my first silver ounce this week. I'm grateful and enthused to buy more. Cool stuff, man. All right. Let's go further down in the comments. Michael, I almost have half a quant slowly. Huh. I guess, I mean, I know you hold a lot of other stuff, but maybe it's just quant is not on your priority list. That's okay. I mean, you know, apparently it's not for everybody. Teach his own. It's all right. No judgments. I skipped KK. KK, hey, welcome, man. Glad to have you here. Arbitrum is flying. Yeah, it's doing pretty well, especially on that one that 7-day chart. All right, gotta read a few more comments. Cool Cat says 2605 silver now. How long ago was that? 10 minutes ago. I guess I'm not super behind. Silver's going up and it's not stopping. Mr. Elon Muff says gold triple tap 8 all-time highs. About to bust through and go. Wow. All right. That's quite the visual. What the heck? All right. All right, you guys got some good comments. Jeez. All right, let's go further down. All right. Marvin Davis states, Max, not asking you to give another shout out. You already have done that. Me and my cousins are grateful for all the free game bit. I wanted you to know that G, the third rough, is one of those cousins. Oh, cool, man. Well, which one is he? See, I do try to remember. You have a cousin named Jabbar, Richard, and Eric. So which one of the three is he? No, but it's fine, man. I don't mind giving shout outs. You know, this is a guys, come on. This is as you guys know, and maybe you don't know it yet, Marvin. This is not your typical YouTube channel where nothing against Litecoin Lisa, but that's their policy. They only flash the comments, right? So she would just flash this up here and she wouldn't read it out loud. You know what I mean? We don't do that. Like their policy, I guess, is like they're only going to read the comment out loud if you drop a super chat. We don't do that, man. We're community. This is like community driven news, community coming together, sharing, you know, different types of things. And, you know, every now and then there's some guy who comes in and it's like, hey, man, check out this project nobody's ever heard of. And it's like, what the heck is that? And, you know, we'll take a look at it and, you know, token sniff stuff. But no, it's fine, man. But thank you for that clarification. And shout out to your cousins. Thank you for being here. You guys rock for even showing up here and taking time out of your day, you know, to be here, man. You think I don't appreciate it? I appreciate that 110%. All right, Cool Cat Crypto. I have a small amount of dimes and quarters around for emergencies. All right. KK says Gary will be thrown under the bus. He's the fall guy. He just doesn't know it yet. I'm fine with that. I would never root for that on somebody, but as the saying goes, what goes around comes around. That guy is literally the Benedict Arnold of crypto. All of those lectures he did for MIT, talking about how great, you know, blockchain technologies, and how many times have we referenced him, even giving praise about Ripple and what they're doing and what they're building and XRP. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you know, I think the Ripple defense team is even pointing some of these things out. You know, if I was Judge Torres, I would totally look into that. I understand there's certain things that they can bring that's admissible, as the saying goes, in court, and what's deemed as like dismissible. Hopefully that's something that's considered admissible. But maybe there's certain rules as far as the way the law is written in which it would have to go to technically trial for that to be admissible. I don't know. Those are things I simply do not know about. But you better believe, I think at some point somebody thought about that, whether it is, you know, somebody from the Ripple defense team and so on. But yeah, the guy is literally the Benedict Arnold of crypto. All right, let's go further down. Michael Montclair, I can picture Cool Cat with his pirate marks the spot. Oh, that Right Ranch comment. Yeah. All right. Think about it. Crypto taxes from this bull run will save the government. It's a good point, but here's another thing, all right? So I don't know if we did this on the show, but I think I either we reported this on the show or I was just driving down and listening to AM radio, in which I was thinking about that. I think it was from AM radio, to be honest. I didn't think about it. So 90% of people are not reporting their taxes on crypto. Not to say I blame them, but again, back what you said. I mean, you know, if crypto is supposed to, crypto taxes from this bull run will save the government, then there's going to be a problem here if 90% of the people are not following. Now, at the same time, the data, again, key thing here is data, was reported, of course, from what? From last year's market, right? 2022. That's crypto winter. So I guess the fair thing to say is hardly anybody was profitable from that. So that would make sense. So, okay, I'm back with you. I'm back with you on that. In a bull run, yeah, they would have to report that. So anyway. All right, let's go further down. Mr. Muff says XAU is gold, XPD is palladium, XRP platinum, XAG silver, and silver on uphold. Oh, all right. All right. Read one more comment. Guy at the lawn shop said a guy pawned 100 ounce for $100 silver and never came back. Look at you. All right. So let's get into some of the other coverage that we have tonight. Because we basically need to get into that. Because if I don't, it will become WrestleMania, and I don't want that. All right. So I shared some of this. All right. Let's jump into some more of the community news that we have from Mr. Muff. All right. So Muff shared this earlier, and it's kind of like what you see right here, right? From Swift. Yeah, Swift. Ripple illustrated an interbank transfer diagram plus interbank settlement currency with ISO 222 POX message. No, not Tupac. That would be something, wouldn't it? All right. So here's what you got right here. Context bank disintermediation. I don't know. Let me see. Is that big enough for you guys? Let me full screen it. I think you could read that. All right. So you have, for instance, on the far left, banking disintermediation, right? I didn't even pronounce that right. Sorry. This did come from the Swiss site. You have the end customer, like end to end. I always talk about end to end, right? PSP, local bank, the AC, the clearinghouse, right? Then you have GTB, right, from corresponding bank to the next, right? And you see, you got to understand the whole breakdown. Look where Ripple is positioned here in regards to local bank, right? And then some of the other things you see here. So, you have bank to bank, obviously, I guess mentioned a lot. But what about this thing with Earthport down to the clearinghouse? And then from the clearinghouse to IPFA. And how about this? Ripple to one of those local banks, and then that beams up to, for instance, like even the likes of Western Union or even the likes of MoneySend, right? So people have responded to this, and rightfully so. I mean, they should. I mean, there's more to it than just this. Like this guy's name's FLOO. It says, interesting how Bitcoin is listed in the P2P/retail layer. Right. It's listed at the very, very top. And why were we mentioning that? Or why is he mentioning that? Well, as you guys know, recently, it's not that, banks are going to be using Bitcoin as a form of payment, but supposedly a store of value. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to have something that's supposed to be supposedly, again, don't shoot the messenger here. Just based on the reports I've got. If you're going to have something that's supposed to be a store of value, are you really going to care about how long it's going to take for that to be transferred to your account? No. You have an account with the bank. You have something that's supposedly a store of value for long term. And with that said, I mean, even if it took, like a whole day to get it transferred to you, it is what it is. But as far as being a form of payment for, the central banks and to move the big money and so on, I just don't think that's the case. So back to his comment, I mean, there's not more, to look more into it. That's just the way I personally look into it. I think a lot of people look at it that way as well. There's this right here, and we'll highlight this and blow it up because it's not big enough. All right. So there's this. This comes from, excuse me, Pay.uk. POX ISO 222 messages. We talked about that earlier. Here it is. I think this is blown up good enough. Let me just double check. All right. On this, it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and take myself out of the layout if we can just put some emphasis on this. And let me see if I can blow this up just a tad bit more. It's a little bit blurry. I apologize, but let's pull it up. So here we go. POX 008, right? Financial institution, basically to financial institution customer credit transfer. The tables throughout this presentation are based on specific ISO 222 messages to be used in the NPA. If you go further down, I mean, I know this is really blurry. So the top left part says element, sub-element, right? Mandatory, optional in scheme A. And then that last part, I can't even read that. But anyway, you see right here, look what's mentioned. You have bank settlement amount, and it booms it down to here. And man, that's hard to read, but let me try to zoom out a little bit. Maybe somehow pull that up. Why do people want to share juicy news with their phone? Why do people do that? All right, hold on a second. Well, it's hard to get into that. There's the bottom part here. It says Will's name is noted as, hold on, let me zoom down to there. Noted as optional field for debtor, debtor, whatever you want to call it. I can't pronounce it right tonight. Sorry. Identification. It is mandatory for an individual. Right. And it's just, again, it's, you can say it's a connecting the dots on the whole structure of what you see on the previous diagram, not on this page, but the one we showed earlier. It's just kind of like pounding that home a little bit more. If you want to nerd it out, you can. Mike, next time, give me something more clear. All right. No offense. Maybe it comes clear on your phone, but man, it didn't come out clear here. All right, we're going to share a little bit more. This next one also comes from McDizzle. Hold on a second. There it is. So it says ISO 222, like a virtual handshake, right, with Interledger, right? If you understand the whole concept of, IT and the handshake that's done, then you get this. It says protocol, right? Handshake, Moja Loop Foundation, handshake, Ripple. Let's jump into this. What does our solution offer? All right, so you have ISO 222 with Moja Loop Foundation. You have Interledger below it. Again, some of you guys don't understand this stuff, and it's okay, but this gives you a breakdown, right? So, you have obviously the user, they're using their phone app, sending fiat, goes through all this, right? Or it comes from the bank, I should say, goes through all these intermediaries and so on, and, comes out to the user. We'll blow this up. I don't want this to turn into a Bueller moment either, though, but anyway. All right, this comes from Rockefeller Foundation. Funny how that works, right? Remember when I did that video on the Rockefellers joined the quant management team? African countries via Moali, a joint venture between Telecoms Orange and MTN. Other implementations are in design or piloting. Well, I'm still checking this. Okay, cool. So let's check this out for a second. The project is managed by the Moja Loop Foundation, which was launched in early 2020. Now listen to this. Its members include central banks, financial services, and technology companies such as Google, Coil, and Ripple, and philanthropies such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, to each his own on that one, right? And the Rockefeller Foundation. The Moja Loop Foundation and its community also advances financial inclusion by shaping international standards and innovations. For example, throughout a research partnership with the Monetary Authority of Singapore on central bank digital currencies. But look how many times they highlighted central banks shaping international standards, the Rockefellers, Gates Foundation. Why do that? For the same reason why you would highlight a bunch of stuff from the central banks or, the Black Rocks, if you will, right? But look how many times. Central banks, 1, like 2, at least a couple times there. And some of those big, we talk about whale investors. Well, let's face it, guys. Bill Gates used to be the richest guy in the world for the longest time, right? Long before, Elon Musk came around. Last I checked, I think he's still worth, Bill Gates is still worth $100 billion even after the divorce. I don't know. Don't quote me, but he's still worth a lot. All right. So anyway, glad to share that. Let me jump back for a second. So stop share. We're back in the frame. All right. So, let me jump back into the comments because I know I haven't read that in a while. All right, we still got some good stuff for you guys. I am probably should have shared the JASMY stuff earlier, but if you're waiting for that, we'll probably get into that here in a bit. All right. All right, let's see where we're at. A lot of comments. That's good stuff. My dog ate the map. What in the world? All right. Michael Montclair says, I'm buying emergency 25-year rations just in case. Yeah, you're going to get that Patriot stuff where it's loaded up with so much preservatives the next 200 years of a nuclear fallout. So you end up eating the rations, and it's got so much preservatives in it that it's supposedly last 200 years, but will probably kill you in 200 days. Bad joke. I know some of you guys own that stuff. Come on. Don't shoot the messenger here. All right. Elon Musk, I'll just read serious. Elon Musk. My God. XAU is gold. I already read all that. All right. Let's go further down. Old folks hoarding silver and they don't know they are rich. That's a good point, man. That is a very good point. We're getting some of the JASMY here in a bit. All right. And then maybe kick back to some of the community stuff here afterwards. How about this? If we could tick up to 50, we'll jump into the JASMY here real soon. All right. Cool Cat Crypto has some financial advice for us. I recommend finding a good coin dealer in your area and buying silver/gold from them. Pay cash, no names. I know. I'm just kidding, Cool Cat. I mean, in reality, how can anybody, even if you did give official financial advice, who the heck can actually go after you? Oh, I'm gonna go sue this guy. Well, what guy? So we give you financial advice? Yeah. Okay. Can you tell me who this is? Well, I don't have his face. Okay. Can you tell me what he looks like? Well, he's a cat. Huh? Well, what's his name? His name is Cool Cat Crypto, formerly known as War Cat Crypto. Nobody's coming after you, so you can do whatever financial advice you want to do. All right. Marvin Davis, it was 4. He's the OG, not that, Max. It's expensive. Oh, not bad. Brian Dowie, Max, can you deep dive into a pink taco Inu? Wow. Well, all right. Well, CTN After Dark has not started yet. We can revisit this topic later, Brian. But thank you for that. My God. All right. So, you're bad. You're very, very bad, my friend. You want to know how bad you are? I'll tell you how bad you are. So, as you guys know, I teach. Yes, I've had the awkward moments. Literally second grade, out of nowhere, a kid yells out, Mr. Stanley, Mr. Stanley. I'm like, yes, raise your hand. I am raising my hand. All right, calm down. What is on your mind? Mr. Stanley, I heard that girls have and guys have, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it was very awkward. Thank you for that. All right, let's go further down. Bless Up Worm, thoughts on DEG. We have some DEG news. I think it's from Tokenizer. Let me see if we can share that real quick. I know we said we do JASMY, but we're on the topic of DEG. So let me see if I can share that. I think it is from Mr. Tokenizer. Let me see. It has got to be in here somewhere. Let me pull it up. It is definitely in here somewhere because I had it earlier. I definitely did. I'd be mad if I lost it. And I did lose it. Dang it. All right. That's okay. I could pull it off of Crypto Twitter. It's a recent tweet from Mr. Tokenizer. Oh, I think what happened is I retweeted it. That's where it's at. All right, let me try to pull that up from Tokenizer. I'll pull that up. It's good stuff. It's fresh, right? And everybody wants some things that are fresh. Shout out to Brian Dowie, right? You definitely like it fresh. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm just going down that route. I apologize to everybody who wants me to be more serious. All right, so here we go. Thoughts on DAG? Well, I'm going to show you guys this. I think DAG is a great project. It is one that I eventually need to get into. I don't hold any yet, but I'm more than impressed. No, I haven't done a deep dive into it, but I do appreciate a guy who has done more than enough deep dives. If you have Twitter, follow Tokenizer. And we had him on as a special guest before. So I'm going to jump back in the frame. Let's talk about DAG for just a brief bit, right? So look what he posts here. It says, before DAG, the concepts of data utility were limited. You know, there's some other things that he basically shared, right? We're going to jump into what he had earlier today in regards to just that, DAG. So I believe he has it further down here. Because I mean, it was like right before the show started. Anyway, yeah, let's get into this. Here it is. This is the one. I don't know why it didn't show up on my tabs. So he has an update. I know we don't talk about DAG on here a lot, but we probably should talk more about it, right? So Tokenizer, you know, shout out to him. Update on the DAG ecosystem live. Tune in and catch up on the updates with the HTTP ecosystem. There's a token burn, Metagrass, Department of Defense, Iron Spider, all this stuff, right? So if anything, I think we'll play just a little bit of this. Let's load it up. Hold on. So I'll give you just a little taste of this because, I mean, this is obviously 35 minutes. But we're going to play just a tad bit of this. Here we go. Shout out to Tokenizer. I'll give him a like real quick. There we go. And follow him on Tokenizer for 4.13K subscribers on YouTube. Here we go.
Over the years, data has continued to exponentially evolve. Let's imagine it's the year 2030. By then, we'll have about 572 zettabytes of data. For a sample size, in 2022, we created 94 zettabytes. If you haven't heard of the term zettabytes, I don't blame you. It's still a relatively new term for a measurement of digital storage, and it basically equates to 1 billion terabytes. With 1 zettabyte, you'd be able to download about 500 billion movies, given that the average movie in 720p is about 2 gigabytes. Needless to say, that is a lot of data and screen time. And beyond just the amount of data we're exponentially generating, the use cases around how we utilize this data are also evolving at just as rapid of a pace. As sensitive information gets digitalized, value becoming tokenized, more and more operations being done virtually, this in return also means we're much more vulnerable to the potential threats of what a cyber attack could do. Meaning the ramifications of cybersecurity are all that much more important as technology continues to evolve. Constellation Network is one of the few that see this arising issue as a potential for innovation to expand, innovate, and secure this new age of data. I'm Tokenizer, and I'm here to bring you guys in-depth research and analysis from the digital asset space, along with covering the progressive tokenization of the world. Be sure to check out tokenizer.network for all my other content platforms directly in one spot. From my Twitter threads, Spotify podcasts, Medium articles, interviews, and much more. As always, that'll be right down in the description below. Now, before we continue any further, I've also just got to remind you guys real quick that nothing you ever get from me will ever be any form of financial or investment advice, as I'm not a financial advisor. But with that said, let's dive right down the rabbit hole. Data is an interesting concept. In theory, data could be anything digital. An image, a movie, online games, or some more serious things like your financial data or even your own credentials that identify you as you. And with blockchain technology, we've only seen this continue to evolve, with data now being permanently recorded and immutable after it's been validated in a distributed network as being truthful. But at the end of the day, even after the data has been validated, there's still so much more regarding what we could potentially do with that data beyond having it sit there to look back at because it's immutable. Constellation clearly recognizes this, and for this reason, they've built their network to not just be centered around data as a whole, but they're building infrastructure to build upon this vision of what a world ran on data could really look like. You guys ever see those movies where it takes place in a super futuristic society and pretty much everything's automated? From the cars, doors, roads, and just about everything else we interact with on a day-to-day basis is in some way or form connected like an IoT product. Well, this is just one part of the vision that Constellation has for what the hypergraph could do. We've previously discussed on some of what the hypergraph can bring regarding its cybersecurity, scalability, programming logic, and its data-centric framework. But it's been quite a bit since then, and some things have obviously changed throughout their continued development. From progressions to new projects and toolkits launching on their hypergraph, the team's been building over the course of this bear market nonstop. While there were some delays regarding certain releases, the Constellation team had just released their long-awaited software development kit for builders to come and openly build on their network. But on top of that, this new update came with some additional news and upgrades. For starters, the term state channel has been scrapped. As we know, this was a term to describe the subnetworks of projects building on the hypergraph. It was basically a much more robust form of smart contracts, where smart contracts execute by an if this, then that happens basis. State channels can provide much further customization and business logic to best fit a certain enterprise needs for their specific operations. But don't worry, because the concept is still here. It's just been retitled to metagraphs due to how the term state channel has been used to describe different layer 2 solutions, causing some confusion around all that. This all directly ties into their software development kit, for where developers can now easily begin building and minting metagraph and metagraph tokens through a currency framework on the hypergraph. There's some other updates regarding their overall ecosystem and operations, but we'll get into that briefly right after we look at some of the projects that will be leveraging this toolkit and currency framework. Some of the projects we'll have already discussed in a previous breakdown, so let's just briefly go over these ones before looking further in depth into some of the other projects. First, there's Lattice, which has since been rebranded to Lattice Gateway. The overall concept of this is still relatively similar, with being a hub for all things on the hypergraph, as there's operations like node management.
All right, don't get me wrong. Lattice is a good project. We covered it and so on, but I wanted to give you guys the info from Tokenizer in regards to his latest video for DAG. He kills it. Absolutely. Like one of the best deep divers out there, one of the most respected people out there as far as his research and what he brings. So give Tokenizer a follow. If anything, let him know that, you know, we sent you, Max of Crypto Talk Now, or whatever you want to call it, right? But yeah, that's my thoughts on DAG. I think it's a great project. I need to basically get some myself. I haven't gotten into it yet. But, you know, one of my key things, since I really didn't quite answer the question, is I truly believe that in Web3, this modern age, you know, when it comes to data, data is like digital oil, right? And DAG is definitely part of the mix, just as much as, you know, NXRA, JASMY, and some of these other particular ones. Combine that with it's the only cryptocurrency project, if I'm not mistaken, that's officially recognized by the United States Air Force, for crying out loud. Well, you could draw your own conclusion on if you need to look more into it. So let us know, bless up Worm, if you're into DAG, and if so, why? Was it for some of the reasons that Tokenizer explained and so on? Drop in the comments. We'd be glad to hear what you think. All right. But yeah, thank you. Bless up Worm. Hopefully we see more of you. And guys, let's welcome Bless up Worm. Cool comments. All right. Magic Power. Rena. Yes, it will. Quant will explode in the next bull run. Rena, if I didn't see you here earlier, I'd like to welcome you back. Oh, I do see you now. You said, do you think Quant will moon? I do think it will. All right. I'll go further down. It was 4. He's the OG George. Michael Montclair, not that Max. It's expensive. I already read some of this before. I'm sorry. All right. So Pink Taco sounds like, oh, yeah, it definitely does. All right. But some of those actually have done decent in the past, but I don't know. I don't know if I would ever get into some of those, but teach his own. There's opportunity. Like Maher mentioned a while back. There's opportunity in some of that stuff. Bitcoin 2020, invest only 5 to 10% in crypto, just what you can afford to, afford to lose. Be like 99.5% all in. All right. Bitcoin 2020, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hope to see more of you. Let's welcome Bitcoin 2020. Michael Max does those deep dives. All right. Core Marshall, bro, is it true that Corium will be part of the ISO 222? That's what I heard. I have not taken a deep dive into Corium. I'm aware of it, and I have heard that. So I haven't been able to confirm that. I'm not personally into it, but some of you guys are into that. I think Tim Shea's into Corium. But I did see that roughly about a week ago. So I think that actually is a thing. All right. Coochie Boy states, Max is the dean of crypto, aka the crypto professor. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. All right. Michael Montclair, Tim, just as funny name. All right. Well, what's up is, we basically just covered DAG. That's a cool looking avatar, by the way. Was that Batman? No, I guess not. Somebody else. Interesting. But yeah, we just talked about DAG, did some XLM, some XRP earlier. Some really, really interesting things that are going on as we speak, right? All right. So if anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that last one. We're going to kick it into the JASMY since we have over 50 people. So if JASMY your thing, you're like, is this guy, Mr. Maximus, ever going to talk about JASMY tonight? Well, guess what? I definitely am. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's jump into JASMY. Smash that like if you haven't done so already, and let's get into it. So I got quite a bit in regards to JASMY, and if anything, I want to start things off with this particular one. So smash that like. Here we go. So again, this comes from Washer Guru, and my thing is, I'm going to come back into the frame for just a brief moment. So it was reported earlier today, or actually not today, I'm sorry, on the 11th. It says Hong Kong's largest virtual bank to serve as a settlement bank for crypto exchanges, right? And if anything, we're going to go into that briefly. And you may be thinking, well, what the heck does that have to do with JASMY? Just hear me out. So recently, JASMY, you had their CFO, who's Hara. He showed up to this whole big event. You had Amazon Web Services there, you name it, right? People were able to verify that he's a real person, right? Not Photoshop, as the Fudders would point out. So it says Hong Kong's largest virtual bank to act as, quote, settlement bank for crypto exchanges. When you go further down into it, it says Hong Kong's crypto drive has been ascending without any major hurdles. It looks like all of the region's digital asset sector plans are finally coming to fruition. The city's largest virtual bank, ZA Bank in Hong Kong, is currently enabling fiat and cryptocurrency transfers while offering account services to the city's expanding digital assets industry. You also have to keep in mind this, right? So for the longest time, Hong Kong was under British rule, was part of the British monarchy. I believe it was 1998, basically, that they, mainland China took it back, if you will, right? Because, I guess you say the orders that be, that long reign ended, basically, right? I believe it was either 1998 or going into 99. Don't quote me, but one of the 2 years. You also got to keep in mind that even though Hong Kong is officially part of, I guess you could say, back being part of, some people want to say communist China and so on, you do got to look at it from the perspective that even though there's all this quote unquote bad things going on, right? A lot of people feel as though at heart, Hong Kong itself is one of those particular city countries, if you will, that does still lean more towards, like a democratic type of rule, right? It's a little bit mixed. I get that. But if you had to pick a place in China, right, mainland China, that's more crypto friendly and understands to embrace, blockchain innovation and so on, it would definitely be Hong Kong, right? So you have this whole talk about, Hong Kong, largest virtual bank to serve as settlement bank, so on and so forth. But look what's mentioned also here. According to a recent report, ZA will facilitate withdrawals for clients in Hong Kong, China, as well as in U.S. currencies. This will be done after they deposit crypto assets into exchanges. Therefore, ZA will be serving as a settlement bank. Following a pilot in a regulatory sandbox that onboarded about 100 organizations, ZA Bank is now providing online account opening for local web startups and small to medium enterprises, according to this particular person. Now, I don't want to read everything that's here, but one of the main things I want to share with you guys is this. So you saw the whole thing in regards to that, Japanese white paper to basically rapidly get, this whole thing of Web3 to Japan is a big positive thing, right? It's like Japan gets it. They're embracing innovation. They're embracing crypto to a sense. And this whole thing of the cutback in the taxes is just a path forward, right? You're incentivizing large scale businesses basically to, invest into distributed ledger technologies and all sorts of things, right? Basically what the United States should be doing, but isn't doing. So what does this have to do with the likes of like JASMY and so on? I get that, right? We're going to jump into that. So what I was going to state is, and of course that was on the wrong tab, unfortunately. Geez. So this was it right here, right? I read this all from right here, right? This was from Washer Guru. Now let's jump to this, and this time I do have the right tab. This comes from Mr. Not GF Berger, but the guy that's got similar name, right? JASMY Movement, Stephen Berg, and he did a report on this earlier. So it says, by holding conferences like this in Japan, this helps the entire crypto space in adoption in Japan, especially for JASMY being, listen to this, guys, the first crypto and approved and regulated in Japan. Hence why JASMY is always referred to as the Bitcoin of Japan. So it says JASMY has a first mover advantage, which is a huge deal in his opinion. There's a speaker who talked about some of this stuff. His name is Sota Watanabe, and he's going to be at Consensus 2023 provided by CoinDesk. And this is going to happen on the 26th to 28th. And if anything, it's going to pound it home even that much more in regards to why Japan is embracing crypto. We'll jump into this for just a brief bit. And hold on a second. So I got this translated, and it's not spot on, but bear with me. It says, we will be presenting at the, quote, Why Japan is Embracing Crypto session at Consensus 2023, hosted by CoinDesk, the industry's largest media outlet, held in the United States in April. Why can Japan once again become the center of the world now? Well, this guy's going to have a particular outline in regards to that. But the cool thing is, yes, it's going to be here in the United States, and hopefully you'll have some bigger players there who will be part of the whole thing to get that regulatory clarity, right? Because obviously when it comes to embracing innovation, Japan already gets that. And it's so sad, in my opinion, that the United States doesn't. Now, I want to show you this. And again, this is all in correlation to why we're paying attention to what's going on with JASMY and some of these big particular events. Okay. So remember we're talking about the event that JASMY's CTO or CFO, I should say, Hara showed up. Well, again, it was in Hong Kong. So this is reported from JASMY Grant, right? And it says in the past 2 days, JASMY Hong Kong basically attended a lot of Web3 festival activities. You got to keep in mind some of these activities are still going on. Well, they're going on as we speak. So, when we get further into this, it states basically, you can join them online if you want to participate, right? To get JASMY Hong Kong Power OAT number 4 and share the final prize pool. Of course, here's a link if you're into that type of thing. I guess we'll take a brief moment to pull it up. Here it is. All right. JASMY explores Hong Kong, connecting the future digital world with Internet of Things, JASMY Hong Kong, so on. We showed you guys a little bit about this. Might have been OAT number 4. It might have been a different number. But here's a little bit more in regards to that. JASMY explores Hong Kong, connecting the future digital world with IoT, AI, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, yeah, this is from the 9th to the 15th. So basically, what is today? Like, we got a couple more days, right? So look what it says. They're thrilled to announce that JASMY will attend some of the Web3 conferences in Hong Kong. And one of the key things I'm thrilled about is you're literally seeing these guys in motion, being interviewed, sharing, some of the things they're wanting to do with JASMY, the ecosystem, especially when it comes to the grants program, right? The JASMY grants program is the path forward for building this ecosystem. I pointed that out, did a deep dive, but look what it says here, right? JASMY launched a series of campaigns to let more online JASMY holders join and celebrate JASMY series of activities in Hong Kong. Here's some more of those details. You can get as many, JASMY Hong Kong Power OATs as you can through all kinds of campaigns. I mean, if this is the type of thing that, I don't even know if you can technically do it, but they have stated that you can attend this virtually. So you can look into it. Yeah, $500 worth of JASMY and also 100 JASMY limited NFTs. I mean, that's just cool stuff, Some people were, of course, flooding this, saying that, this is not a legitimate project. The guy's fake. He's not even real. I mean, at this point, it's just stupid to even, mention some of these things. As far as the flutters go, right? All right, so I'm going to jump back to this. And here again, all right, I want to pound this home. Yeah, Hara, look at that. He's a real guy. Remember I mentioned yesterday, I said, and the guy with him, it's like, no, he's not, some guy that's photoshopped on top of some run DMC character. That guy's a real person too, right? But Hara was at this particular hotel. I forgot which one. I showed you guys the address and all that stuff before. But he's doing a presentation here, right? And that's one of the key things, right? He's doing a breakdown about the JASMY team, their ties to Sony. They still have ties to Sony. All positive catalysts for the likes of JASMY. I mean, more and more people are like, yeah, how are you going to deny JASMY now? I mean, all these people are saying, well, I haven't seen anything that they have done. We have confirmed partnerships and so on. And we'll jump more into that here in a bit. But yeah, plain as day, Hara, CFO of JASMY, right there, plain as day, in the flesh. And funny how he's presented on a TV that says Max Hub. No pun intended. But yeah, thought I'd bring that to you guys because I wanted to see more pictures of Hara at these events. I think you guys do as well. Very cool stuff. We're going to jump into this next particular thing that we have. And this is from Brian. He is one of the JASMY deep divers, right? He does a Twitter space, I believe, with Zippy every Sunday. I want to break this down for you guys just briefly. So he says, JASMY's 2023 roadmap compared to the original 4 planned phases of JASMY's development. Let me just double check the screen. I think we're good. Okay. He says, until now, the JASMY community did not have enough information. Let me blow this up just a tad bit more. There we go. Did not have enough information to determine where we were within the 4 stages of development outlined a couple years ago. And that is true. They did get some harsh criticism about look, how can anybody take the project serious if you don't have a proper roadmap? They completely revamped that. I feel as though it's the path forward in the right direction. And a lot of people from the community have recognized that. Now look what it's mentioned here. He believes we now know where JASMY stands in regards to the 4 phases. Let's get into that. The device penetration phase. Have you heard about this? Well, while we're having DGen talk, might want to pay attention to this. So it says it was mentioned by Hara JASMY CFO in the JASMY International AMA 2 as the current phase we are in. Yes, the current phase that we are in. Guess what's the next phase we're going to be in, guys? The actual reveal of the AI tech engine. Very exciting times, especially if you hold JASMY. But that phrase is not specifically mentioned in the original 4 phases that confused some of us. However, with all the recent articles, just like I was mentioning, that came out during JASMY in Hong Kong, right? Again, more of that transparency, understanding these are the complaints for the community and they're addressing it. It seems most related to the stage 1 platform popularization period. During this phase, JASMY aims to actively cooperate with leading enterprises to introduce the Internet of Things hardware devices. Oh, they're really introducing these things? Yes, they're really introducing these things. My goodness. And develop new data and information security solutions to acquire more platform end users. How cool is that? This phase includes partnerships with major companies and emphasizes hardware products equipped with JASMY technology. Yeah, JASMY technology, hardware products. Put it together. The goal is to expand the number of personal data cabinets, personal data lockers, right? Think about how that sounds, right? And popularize the platform. Popularize JASMY? What a time to be in JASMY. I mean, some of you guys bought, the last dip. Some of you guys might be brand new to JASMY. Whatever the case be, we have been so close towards the bottom. I have no complaints. Based on Hara JASMY CFO's tweets and the 2023 roadmap, JASMY seems to be transitioning between, listen to this, guys, stage 1 platform popularization period and even stage 2 value growth period. Ooh, value growth period? That sounds bullish. How does that sound bullish? Well, think about this, right? Remember when we showed you guys that whole picture of from crypto.com/universities of the accumulation phase? I feel as though we're in that accumulation phase, and the next phase is markup. That's very, very bullish news, right? Well, look what is mentioned here, right? You have this whole entire phase of going from, platform popularization to value growth period. Put it together for yourself. Different type of terminology, but at the end of the day, I think we get to the same era that we all want. We want this to be part of that ramp up for that markup period, right? Right. They are expanding their services, introducing new apps, and developing, listen to this, AI engines to increase the number of users and corporate customers. We also know that because, like I just mentioned, we are at that new phase now of quarter 2, 2023, like it mentions. And I'm sure it's not going to be right at the beginning of 2020, quarter 2, 2023. It might be towards the end. You never know. But maybe by the summer, right, we should get more clarification in regards to the AI tech engine. Right. So this increases the number of users and corporate customers, as well as create an ecosystem for data exchange. Key thing is with JASMY is data all the way. Data democratization, data, data, data. Look at this. Conduct data marketing verification for personal data locker. It was a little hard to interpret, but I think it likely means that JASMY will test and verify effectiveness and accuracy of their data marketing strategies to corporate customers and individual users using the data stored in personal data lockers. You're getting a breakdown. Shout out again, Brian, if you watch this later on, which I'm sure you will. Thank you for bringing this to the community. They appreciate this. Considering the goals outlined for phase 2, it seems plausible some elements of phase 2 and 3 could overlap or even merge. For instance, as JASMY continues to increase the number of corporate customers, not just, do we have the Japanese version of the Phantom Project with a P? And this guy is a longshoreman who has nothing to do with crypto his whole life, but he just wants to jump into this because it seems cool. No, this is not garbage that we're dealing with. And expand the ecosystem. They could gradually transition to phase 3 by fostering an environment where individuals can provide personal data and receive fair rewards. That's where it's been the whole time. That is what excites a lot of people. The monetization of what, guys? Their data, Japanese data, or Southeast Asia people's data, Hong Kong, you name it. They get it. They're getting with it. How could you not be excited? I'm excited about it. I just wish the rest of the world would be embracing it, especially the United States, for crying out loud. So let's get further into this. It says he's going to talk more about this in the JASMY space. It's going to happen basically. I guess that really did happen, right? He had Dip Metaverse, and if you wonder who that is, he's the one that dropped that bombshell, in which, of course, we shared in regards to that leak, if you will, or that reveal that guess what, WITS, they're really using JASMY's personal data lockers. It's literally written on that particular window. And we basically show that. So, it was good stuff. And again, this is a little bit more of a reference towards, what we're mentioning and so on. I'll show you this in regards to that roadmap real quick. So, roadmap, platform popularization, value growth, right? Again, no pun intended, but connect the dots for yourself. When we say that we very well could be, when it comes to JASMY, that this could be the one that gets it done first, very well possible. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited just as much as the next guy when it comes to XRP and what they're doing and some of these other ones. But man, here's the point. And the point is this. We're looking for regulatory clarity. And then you have a country like Japan who basically already gets that. So when I say stuff like, who is going to get us there first as far as that generational wealth? Am I too far off on some of my particular statements? Well, let me know what you think, and we could agree to disagree. But that's the way I look at it. And I think a lot of you guys look at it from the same perspective when it comes to JASMY. And you're saying to yourself, man, there's just something about this JASMY. There's something about it. New updates. Guy literally, as in, Hara going over to Hong Kong, you name it. And partnerships are being verified and things are being revealed. Very, very bullish on JASMY. All right, let me kick it back to the comments because I need to do that. All right. Let me turn on that fan. It's starting to get hot in here. Anyway. All right, that's towards Blackwood. Let's go further down. I'm going to refresh the other page, see how we're doing in that regard. So let me just check real quick because I don't want to overlook something. Looks like we're doing pretty good. Cool stuff. All right. So let's go further down. Eggs Benedict. Yeah. All right. Blackwood says, why should anyone have to report taxes on crypto when there's no legal clarity? Very true. You don't get to actively kill an industry and then sit there with your hands out. Right. And you don't also get to do what, guys? You don't get to say crypto is worth zero and then at the same time, but have your hand out as in the government when it comes to them getting, paying taxes and so on. That's the way I look at it. And then Elizabeth Warren on top of that, right? Basically, let's track all wallet activity. Yeah, we know why you want to do that. You're anti-crypto, but you want to track all sorts of wallet activity before you can just tax the living hell out of us. And we can have no, it's the saying, it goes from the Bitcoin maxis, and I will agree with them on this, that freedom, Bitcoin maxis will say Bitcoin is the real true freedom. Well, when it comes to that particular statement, I would have to agree with that. Core Marshall, Corium, melt faces, amazing tech, brand new and highly scalable. Very cool. I'm glad that you're sharing something you're passionate about. We have done an intro into Corium. If you want to look more into Corium, I suggest that you follow our fellow co-host that's here on Mondays and Wednesdays, which is Sean the Crypto Smith. And if anything, we'll take a pause for station identification. What am I talking about? Well, it says right here. You can go to ctnnetwork.net. And when you're there, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Use email, Google, you name it. Go click on creators. And you can go down to his particular channel. It's right here. Click on that. Takes you straight to his page. And he does cover Corium and some other particular ones. And just to show you, here's his last one in regards to Corium. It says next, layer 1 blockbuster. You got 1,600 views on that particular one. Not too shabby. About a month ago. It says Corium is building a unique layer 1 blockchain. Our smart token is going to revolutionize crypto. He does a deep dive in regards to that. Very well broken down on all of it. And yeah, he covers it, and he's definitely part of the CTN network team. So shout out to him. Give him a follow. Let's help Sean get to 2,000 subscribers. That'd be super cool. That's a big milestone for him. I'm sure he's looking forward to it. So anyway, if I would share that, I'll leave that up there for just a brief bit. Let's go to a few more comments. Brian Max really gets in there and investigates. Oh, well, thank you very much. for that, Mr. Tim Shea. Appreciate you. All right, let's go further down into some specific ones. All right. Wow, you guys got some interesting comments up in there. All right. Tim Shea says, I heard Max gets in full time when he's covering. Oh my God. All right. Sometimes I just need to read the whole thing before I actually click on it. What the heck? Wow, these are some really interesting comments. All right. Michael Montclair, yeah. Now, old Bill is so damn greedy. You have to pay Microsoft Office monthly now. That is ridiculous. And they wonder why they have problems with, Pirate Bay and stuff like that. Just saying. All right, GS. But thinks the crew has smoked a lot of. All right. Varge 7 or Sven, sorry. Check news on YFI. It got hacked last night from old 2020 Volt. All right. Well, welcome. I don't know if you guys know about that. I don't know if I'm gonna take too much of a deep dive into that because we're about 2.5 hours into this right now. But I do appreciate you saying that. Blacklist says, Max, I know what you're talking about with the Patriot products. Didn't know about the salt content though. It's pretty brutal. I mean, I know, some of you guys are like, yeah, Mr. Max, you and your freaking fat juice and your Coca-Cola and all that stuff and your puffy cheeks, but my thing is this, right? I'm just saying, like, if it has, 25, 30 years worth of preservatives, there's a reason for it, right? It's supposed to like get us through an apocalypse, but with I'm just saying, all the insane preservatives in it, is just like, are really, really going to live that long? I mean, after consuming some of this stuff, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger, right? Nelly there, my 25-year rations would be coconut water and Mulungai. Oh, okay. My mom used to drink the heck out of coconut. Well, I like it. I think, I still have some somewhere in the house. I don't even know if that stuff is any good. I mean, it's from like 2019. She bought a whole thing of it, and unfortunately, she passed away. Oh, man, you know what? Tomorrow marks the 4-year anniversary of when she passed away. Miss her every day. I wish she was alive for she can enjoy Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns, and it's one of those things. I guess she's watching from heaven. Tim Shea says he likes to jump the back of McCasty couch. Man. Freaking CTN After Dark, apparently. All right, that's all right. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Apparently, this is the channel where you guys are all dropping all the silly comments, and you're probably watching some Zach Rector. Let's see what Zach is up to right now. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to go spy on Mr. Rector real quick. Let's see what we're doing. Mr. Zach Rector. If you listen to Wu-Tang Clan, the Zach Rector Yasekta from Shaolin to Mecca, the Resurrector Yasekta. 514 people watching. Yeah, no wonder it's DGen talk over here. You guys don't listen to crap of what I'm saying right now. You're just listening to Mr. Rector, and I can't blame you. I'd probably be listening to it too. You probably got a lot more breaking news than I got right now. But I do appreciate everybody who's here. Unfortunately, I can't really listen to him right now as we speak because that's going to conflict. But he does have great content, and I am subscribed to him. I do watch a lot of his content, so I can't blame you. All right, let me get back into what we have in the comments. Let's see here. I'll annoy them with some BSV talk. Oh, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you do that. I'm sure 110% you definitely do that. God help some people. I love you, Cool Cat. You're a good guy overall. But God help anybody out there. Let me think. Have you invaded the Quamfi show yet? Do you know? You probably have. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you haven't. But there's the Quamfi show. Those guys are good guys. They're Dutch, right? They're from the Netherlands. Do a really good weekly show. I think they do it like maybe once or twice a week. All focus on quant. All they need is the likes of you going over there and just invading it with like, oh, there's no infrastructure. And this is a freaking ERC20 token and blah, blah, blah. And how about this? You wait until they get a special guest and they're doing these really amazing deep dives and you just go in there and just pulverize the whole thing. Just go in there and plow the hell out like Larry plows the casting couch. Whoa, did I say that? Well, anyway, never mind. Do what you want. Do what you want. Anyway. All right. Reading a few more comments. Need to go and super chat some BTC Pay stuff. All right. Yeah, you're gonna get him to pump it for you. All right. I've seen his show many times. All right. So let's go further down. Yeah, Holt's birthday was today. I'm glad some people dropped him some super chats. That was pretty cool. He did look pretty lit up. I saw that one part where somebody sent him I don't know if it was yesterday's show, but somebody sent him like a whole whiskey kit or something like that with the smoker thing, and I don't know, pretty flattering. Hope be tripping for money, lol. Mentally unstable content creator. My goodness. All right. Mr. J Crypto, man, I haven't seen you in a while. I was worried about you, man. Glad to have you back. Glad to see you, man. Right on. And I'll read a few more comments. Let's see where we're at. Mr. Brian Dowie says, Brian Dowie, right here. Wish I seen that. He bans people all the time. Oh, cool cat. I still watch his show now and then. Just can't comment. Well, yeah, that's because you have to be not only subscribe, but you have to be a member for at least $5 to comment. Imagine if we did that. We'd probably have nobody watching the show. Anyway. All right, Brian Dowie, wish I seen that. Oh, that's right. All right. Blackwood, DAG is one of my biggest bags. Data is everything. Oh, that's super cool, man. And speaking of super cool, Lazy Jedi's in the house. Check out Lazy Jedi, Shaman Says, and Steve the Canadian for the Lazy Shaman Show. Good to see you, Mr. Lazy Jedi. I was like, WTF, he banned me for bringing up HBAR? Really? He did that? Like HBAR is a... Yeah, no kidding. No idea why in the word video is there. YouTube is getting ridiculous now. All right, so what I'm going to do is read this one. Brian Alley says, does he even like Stellar? He's crazy and calls everyone stupid. Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like about him. But I think overall he's for the better good. I mean, think about how many people have been brought a lot more. He brings a lot of awareness, obviously, to XRP. But you know what? Here's the thing. He did talk about the triple X's earlier. So, I mean, that would include Stellar. That would include XDC. I think he gets it. I don't know. Here I am defending Crypto Hulk, and he freaking probably would bash the likes of me and everybody else out there, but that's okay. All right. So let's jump into the next part of our coverage. And here we go. A little bit more of the community-driven news. So here we go. All right. On this particular one, you may consider this corny, but I don't care. Here we go. Hello, we have some breaking news in regards to this right here, straight from Eleanor Terrett. Shout out to Michael Cornwell for sharing this earlier, actually. Breaking, Chairman Patrick McHenry and Representative Bill Huizenga, who serves the people of Michigan's 4th Congressional District, call out SEC Gov Chairman Gary the Gopher Gensler for failing to provide information on charges against Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX. Quote, failure to produce the requested information could result in the committee considering using compulsory process if necessary. Crazy, crazy stuff. On top of that, we're going to blow this up. So let's jump into this. All right, so here it is, guys. And of course, I'm out of the frame because I want the emphasis to be on this. You see United States House of Representatives, right? April 12th. The dishonorable Gary Gensler. I'm going to read it that way. Dear Chairman Gensler, thank you for your April 11th letter, blah, 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 right? Fortunately, your commitment in the letter to continue the ongoing review of commission records and supplement the production of responsive materials and information as appropriate is insufficient. On February 10th, 2023, we sent you a letter requesting documents related to charges filed by the Securities and Exchange Commission against Sam Bankman-Fried. Ignoring the deadline, the SEC actively impeded committee staff from discussing the request with anyone in the office of the General Counsel until Chairman Huizenga formally requested a conversation with the SEC General Counsel. The subsequent staff level conversations have yet to yield any of the requested documents. On March 15, 2023, your staff provided a staff level briefing on the SEC enforcement process. While the briefing provided interesting information related to parallel investigations, it was not responsive to anything requested in the letter. Moreover, the 232 pages of documents provided by your staff after the briefing are publicly available and not responsive to the request. Your staff subsequently requested that we narrow the scope of the requested information in order to start a rolling production. Committee staff obliged, and produced a narrowed list of custodians, a narrow time frame, and a list of easily identifiable documents such as the staff recommendation memo presented to the commission for a vote on charges. Ooh, charges against Gary the Gopher Gensler? Committee staff followed up more than a week later to check on the progress and were told that it was, quote, time-consuming and extensive process. Without any indication that a production was incoming, this is unacceptable. We expect the staff recommendation memo to be produced immediately. Might as well say immediately, if not sooner, right? And all the other material gathered as a result of the narrowed scope to be produced no later than 5 p.m. on a specific date. I don't really have that. All right. So let's jump back to where we're at. There's a little bit more. Here, let's get this. And I'll show you guys this for a second. So here you go. Again, a little bit more in regards to this towards Gary Gensler. April 17th, 2023. It says failure. Oh, okay, so that's obviously where it got cut off. So he has until the 17th, right? And when it is the 17th, isn't that the day before our anniversary? I believe so. So that would be a Monday. So this coming Monday is his deadline. Failure to produce the requested information could result in the committee considering using compulsory process if necessary to obtain the requested information. Basically, like comply or we're going to get involved and force you to give us the records, basically. The Committee on Financial Services has jurisdiction to oversee the activities of the SEC, and that's good, right? Let's face it, guys. I mean, there should be kind of they have to have some sort of oversight, right? Pursuant to Rule X of the Rules of the House of Representatives. If you have any questions, please contact Kyle Smithwick, what a name, of the Committee on Financial Services. Majority staff at Kyle, of course, his email. Thank you for your attention. Sincerely, Patrick McHenry, and also Bill Huizenga, chairman of the Committee on Oversight and Investigations. So there you have it. Thought I'd share it with you guys. Shout out to Crypto Mike for sharing this. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Is it that big of a deal? Do you think he'll comply, or do you think he's going to stall more as a Gensler? So let me know. All right, let's get into a few more comments. Blackwood says, how do you change the word to video? I don't know. A little Blackwood. JASMY. Veil is an XRP maxi. All right. Oh, you thought tokenizer was Veil. Okay. All right, let's go further down. June 1st will be bullish. I'll read this one as well. Oh, there's a Brian Dowie comment. I got to read that. I've heard Hulk say he doesn't care what BG says. Brad Garlinghouse, I guess. Hulk knows better than him. LOL. Blackwood, as much as I like what's happening in Hong Kong, it doesn't benefit the U.S. Biden administration is pushing out anything connected to China. No, I get that. But my thing is, you know, it just benefits us as in the retail holders, you know, because at least they are going to get with it. But I hear where you're coming from. June 1st will be bullish, says Tim Shea. Burma could be. Boeing is on the council. I remember that. Constellation Dag is partnered with the Air Force. Yes. Black, he ain't. I still watch the show a little. All he talks about is XRP, which is cool. All right. It's funny when Vale or Valley? Can't remember. Gets pissed and goes off. Why I watch the show for the lulz. Oh, okay. Right now, I watch for the same reason. He always yells at his phone and comments. Bitcoin 2020. SUI is a new up and running project, guys. Keep an eye on it. From Japan. Testnet of the walls is going right now. Huh. SUI. I guess I'll write that one down. I have a grocery list of all this stuff, but I guess I'll add that one to the list. SUI. Huh? Man, I got notes from all the way back in 2006. My God. All right, let's see where we're at. Crypto research notes. And SUI Japan. Okay. Save that. Centrifuge, welcome. Just wanted to pop in and say hi, fam. Well, thank you. And we understand. Enjoy the Zach Rector stream. All right. And let's go further down. And we got Wayne Size now. Dude, thumbs up. Strike that. Hey, smash that like button. Sirs up. Job, man. What's up, Wayne Side? Like, shout out to you in SoCal, bro. Like, Oceanside, San Diego, Mission Bay, in the house. Ciao. And with that said, get me to Utah. Get me to. Right, Boomer? Effing sooner? Yes. All right. He's got to go. I understand. You got to go. You got to go watch that Zach Rector stream. I totally get it. Crypto, why don't you shield algo? Sincere question. We do talk about some algo, and it's you know, I know it's tagged on this particular one. We did share some algo last night about the tokenization of rent payments, right? So I did try to see if there was any like new juicy stuff from algo today, and didn't. So it's not part of the particular lineup, but we did tag it. But you know, I hold some algo, and I can't blame you for, you know, like, why aren't you showing some algo? So, but welcome, Crypto O. Thank you for being here. Consider change your avatar, maybe to, I don't know, Algorand or something like that if you want. But any other questions, comments you have, feel free to do so. And guys, let's welcome Crypto O. We do have a very welcoming community here. All right. Wayne Size says, team, tuned in. Smash that like, triple like, serves up. Yes, up right back to you. Rules are getting much more tighter. Here's another one for Crypto O. I never see it in his headlines. That's all I notice. Good info on this channel. Appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't even criticized myself on this. I'm glad you mentioned this up. It's fine. I could take the heat on this one. I think maybe Tim Shea or whoever else that pays attention to me saying some of these things can vouch for me. Did I not say literally a few days ago, guys, that we should talk more about algo? Did I not say that? I did say that. I said we'll try to cover it a little bit more. So anyway. All right. USA O says USA land of the free, lol. Yeah, that's sad, ain't it? Wayne side XRP seems to be popping. Coochie boy. Well, hello, Coochie boy. Most exchanges accept a card. You just need to select a proper third party. Okay. Nelly there. 262,000 JASMY. I'm going to be okay. I think. Yeah, I mean, I know I get criticized, Brian Dowie, about some of the minimum ones I said, but I felt as though like if you have 100K JASMY, you're more than fine. You got 262. You got me beat. I don't have that much. I have 200. I'm revealing some things are revealed, not all things. I don't mind mentioning. I got 205,000 JASMY. So if anybody wants to know how many I got, that's how much I got. It's not a pissing contest, as Brian Dowie would mention again, but I do have some new goals for JASMY. And I think I'll get to that eventually. And it's the power of the DCA, right? So, but yeah, you got me beat. So that should answer that question. Crypto. Doing the O phase. Remember that movie? Was it I guess I could do a little bit of DGen talk at this point, right? Office Space. You guys were talking about the other night before all the Forrest Gump chat. Doing the O phase. All right. He says he has 3 JASMY NFTs. I'll just double check on that fan. I love JASMY, just not in the coin right now. Oh, well, that's all right. Which NFTs of JASMY do you have? I'm kind of wondering about that. Grade the Gods. So I wonder what LCX is going to do. And is it truly backed by diamonds? If so, what type of diamond NFTs? If LCX takes Litecoin's market cap of $6 billion, it'll be worth $8.63 a token. That's a good point. That is a good point. I think here's the thing. I think it's backed by that, but that's just one of the few things it's backed by, right? And then also LEOX, another thing. We were talking about the whole thing of the tokenization of diamonds yesterday. If you're here for it, we reported that LEOX is doing the tokenization of like movie tickets, and I guess apparently concert tickets in the future. But for now, in the European market, movie tickets. That's pretty cool. All right, so you give them a heads up. Diamonds are for never. Oh, jeez. All right. Let's see. Let's go further down. Blackwood, uphold works, but don't care for it. 20 damn questions about what I'm doing when I already KYC kiss my butt with that BS. Yeah, I can't blame me on that. I don't like a lot of KYC either. That's why I do like KuCoin. Coochie Boy is probably something simple like verifying an email and sending code back. And let's read a couple more comments. Wangside says, I was withdrawing XRP from Uphold, did 4 small transactions, and it said I needed a cooling off period. And I was like, bro, I already cooled off freaking surface some waves, man. What are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, 45 days for any more transactions. It's like, dude, surf's up. Ray Love is in the house. Thank you for being here, Ray. In the U.S. change your status from a federal citizen to a state citizen, and you will no longer have a capital gains liability. If that's the case, why don't we just all move to Puerto Rico or Guam or Samoa? But I get where you're coming from. All right, Coochie Boy. Sometimes it's the crypto that you are trying to buy, easy to get ETH, then swap it for buying a smart chain, swap it. All right. Ray Love, if interested in learning about state citizenship, look up Christopher Gronsky. All right. You seem like you know your stuff on that, huh? Interesting. All right. I'm going to go further down. Yeah. Thank you for the tips, for sure. I will, bro, for sure. Coochie Boy. All right. Hold on a second. Prayers to your mom, man. Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Max, you bring the great info. Then you'll have the keys and the crypto. Yeah. All right. So give me just a second. God, man. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I know we lost some people because of that, but it was something I had to kind of get to. But I appreciate you guys who are still here. I go further down. Oh yeah, you guys are talking about the whole thing about my mom passing away and stuff. All right. Main side, your mom passed away last week, 96 years old. Oh wow. Well, I'm so sorry, man. It's hard to let go sometimes. My mom passed away when she was 70, so I'm glad to see that your mom got to live a pretty long life, obviously. My dad, he's 88, so he's getting up there. Doctors predicted that he'll live to be over 100, so we'll see how that goes. All right, let's see how we're doing. Mr. Muff says ElkNet can swap instantly from your coin to other blockchains for super cheap. That's a good point. All right. Core Marshall says, welcome to Web3-a-thon, the virtual hackathon hosted by CoinDesk, Hacker Earth, and Alchemy University in Austin, Texas on the 17th of this month. All right, let me see where we're at. We are thrilled to have you on board and be part of this exciting event aimed at onboarding new developers into Web3 and showcasing support available from the best chains in the industry. Super cool. Sponsors, Solana, XTC, BNB. Very cool stuff. All right. All right, let's go further down. Burned by Saitama is in the house at 8:41. It says Max Volt is on fire. Well, is it? Let me see. See what's going on with Volt. 10% up, not too bad. 75% up in volume. Cool. All right. Thank you for being here, Mr. Burn by Saitama. They're saying smash that like, please. Thank you for that. All right, let's see how we're doing. Marvin Davis said he didn't say Brad Garlinghouse. He said David Schwartz. I said, oh, ish, hella bold and offensive, but I'm not sensitive. 70s baby. Okay. I saw somebody type in BG, so I said Brad Garlinghouse. Okay, I see what you're saying. My bad. All right. Man, my dad, he heated up some like oyster stew that I made him earlier, and he must have put that like, oh my god. So like the AC's out, and then which we're getting a brand new AC installed tomorrow. And I have to go. I gotta go fix that, man. I am getting nothing but a direct wind current of like oyster stew, and it's just driving me crazy. I'm not a big fan of oyster stew, and if anything, I think oysters are disgusting. They make me instantly gag. I like fried oysters, but not boiled oysters in oyster stew. So I need to spray some kind of thing. It's just driving me crazy. I'll be right back. All right, that's so much better. Now the whole house smells like, vanilla and cinnamon or something. It smells a lot better. It's not a big fan of oyster stew. Anyway. All right, let's go further down. Kushi Boy says almost 2 billion in 24-hour trading volumes on Arbitrum are insane. Let's take a look at that. I think last night we were seeing all the crazy volume. Arbitrum. Oh yeah, that is some crazy volume. Let's see that. Yeah, man, look at that. Look at that. You have some crazy volume, just like you said. 1,832,355,000 in volume, 429% increase. My goodness. Wow. That's some crazy stuff. All right, we'll leave that up for a bit. We'll leave it maybe right there. Crazy. All right, XXI Gaming. You guys are laughing. Something's on fire. Ray Love, we don't have to move out of the U.S. You say you know where I'm coming from. It humors me that individuals' choice to keep paying their taxes, being told there is a legal way to be free of. I'm just saying stuff, figuratively speaking. Don't take me too serious on everything. I mean, obviously, you know a hell of a lot more about it than I do. So, yeah. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of like Puerto Rico. The reason why I say Puerto Rico is because you probably already know this stuff anyway, right? That's a U.S. territory. And one of the glorious things about it is not having to pay federal income tax. You know what I mean? So, same with Guam, same with, Marshall Islands, so on and so forth, American Samoa, Ray Love says income liability that goes for capital gains. Anyway, enjoy your show. Oh boy, I think we lost her. Sorry. All right. Let's go further down. Kushi Boy says, Max, did you order pizza with pineapple? No. Although I don't mind pizza with pineapple. I don't understand why people make such a big deal about that personally, but I don't mind it if it's a Canadian, what do you call it? Canadian bacon with pineapple. It's not my preference. So all right. I have been contemplating becoming a state national. Interesting. All right. Well, I don't know if we have anything left. I think that just kind of kills it for me anyway. So you guys have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one.